Whoops. Forgot to turn that on. What's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Can you hear me? Let me move that shit. Uh, I'll have to appeal that. What is going on, everybody? Happy to see you guys here. I'm guilty again this week of posting a very late channel member giveaway. Every one of you in here that are channel members, I'm getting ready to go through and say hello. There should be a link pinned at the top of this. It totally slipped my mind. It was going to go out yesterday morning. This afternoon, I was putting the night. I was like, how the hell? What? And I didn't want to just do a random. So anyway, the link's up here at the top. Any of you guys that are channel members, what's up, Crazy Roach? Channel member, Folk Diesel, Marco, what is up, guys? My massive moderators. I love you dudes. NFK20, channel member, what is up, brother? Angelo, what is up, channel member? Folk Diesel, what is happening again, Mr. Channel member? We got Chris229 hanging in there, channel member. Good to see you guys, all of you. Marco, I think I said hey, but I'm saying hey again. And I know you are the first in here. Chris229, channel member and mod. Bama Ninja, EDC, Timmy, my neighbor from right across the little small river there. And then we've got Space Ghost. What is up, buddy? Good to see you, channel member. All y'all go just leave a little comment. It can be hi, it can be bye, it can be peace out, as long as it's not just a 4-letter word or a bunch of emojis. I've just heard that doesn't pick up. I don't know if that's true or not. I always go err on the side of caution, right? Thomas McDonald, channel member, what is up, brother? I love seeing y'all greet each other. That's why I've been going live like 4 minutes early with that little weird intro that I made on my Canva app. Is that annoying? Does that like, it's not supposed to be a tease. I mean, I can leave the thumbnail up and y'all can chat and I can be here at 8:14, 8:15, whatever time I get here. But I just thought the music and the little movement was a nice change. That's all me. Y'all let me know what you think. It's all about y'all. Craig, what is up? Channel member, trusted mod. Good to see you, brother. Colby, good to see you, my man. I saw you got in earlier. Good to see you, buddy. We got Ground Fog, channel member. Good to see you, my man. Craig, I think I said hey to you a couple of times, but as y'all know, I forget everything every day, every minute, actually. Jim Terglerfira. I'm going to learn that name, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I hear other people in other chats say it differently. Terglerfira. Terglerfira. Hey, Jim. Good to see you, buddy. Sharp Guy, ATX. What is up, my man? Channel member. All this good. Gosh, it's just great to see you guys. I feel the support. I feel the love. I don't speak it enough. I don't shill it enough. Brother Satisfaction, my main man from out in the rocky, absolute Mars-like. Maddie's going to be able to survive on Mars. Maddie and Eli are already planning their escape with Eli, and he will be one of the first that's most acclimated to the climate. But I love Maddie. Glad to see you here, buddy. But my point is, channel memberships, I'd never, ever want to come across as a shield channel. So to me, what that means is I procure knives based on knives that I liked and still do, that I got early on, that I'm starting to do some long-term features on, and knives that I feel are highly recommendable, right? So for the longest time, I struggled if I'm going to only show knives that I buy with my own money or that I would absolutely recommend to my mom, my daughter, or any of my good friends. Why not include an affiliate link? It doesn't add up to anything, but in the long scheme of things, I don't ever want and never will put a link to something that I have not owned, do not own, have not owned, and proudly given away after I moved on from it, but would be happy for someone to get it. So You won't see a lot of splattered. I take that back. There's going to be a video that I want to show y'all a picture real quick before anybody else jumps in here. But I am wanting to do a video because, as you guys know, God, I can't get to it. I buy a lot of. All right, I'm going to have to go all rogue. Give me 2 seconds. The low tech to which I'm able to run this little shenanigan, and I kind of hear an echo, but that's probably coming from my phone. Let me email this to me so I can show you all this picture and tell me if this interests you. Because what it is I'm an EDC addict, right? I go camping and hammock camping once, maybe twice a year. But I've got fire starter material. I've got ferro rods. I've got little tinder kits. I've got more ferro rods. I've got Exotech lighters. I've got all the shit I'd ever freaking need, right? But I buy it off Amazon. I've got like a little Zippo canister where you can take your light Zippo fuel, which my Exotech also uses, but it's got a gasket. But you can fill it up, and then you can fill up your little pill-shaped bottle, bigger than a pill, but it's just totally sealed. Your liquid lighter fluid won't evaporate, and you can click it inside your Max Ace pack or your VanQuest pack. But my point is, I buy a lot of that stuff from Amazon, and I buy name brand stuff. So what I do is I'll look at insert retailer here, and then I'll go say, well, I don't, and it's usually the retailer that has the Amazon store. So Amazon, I'm a Prime member. I get it quick, so I'll order a lot of stuff off Amazon. But I want to show y'all a picture of a video I'm thinking about filming tonight. And it's kind of crossing the border between things that I love, that I use every day, not every day, but I use constantly. I haven't given any of it away yet. I value it that much. I might only use it twice a year, but it was all very economical, and it all came from Amazon, which means I can send it back if I don't like it. And I'm thinking about making this video and then dropping my affiliate links in there. You never have to use my affiliate links. They're always an option, right? If you guys want to get the same price but have a little kickback, go to the channel. Totally up to you. I even hate mentioning that they exist, right? So you can also go take my description, copy it, drop it in Amazon search bar, and go find a non-affiliate link, because all this stuff's in stock. Let me show you a picture of what I was thinking about. And this is just kind of an overview, but I'm going to walk you through it. Hold on one sec. Share. Let's go window. Let's go cancel. Let's open our mail in this other window. I've got to be real careful while I work this by myself not to jank up my stream and end it, because I've been known to do much worse. So tell me if you guys can see this when I share it with you. Can y'all see that little nitty-picky window? I'll kind of tell you what it is. You've got everything from an Olight arc feld, a Rovivon A24 tie, an Exotech Zippo style lighter, but it's got several O-rings and your fluid never evaporates. It's a great pack lighter. Then I've got my little Zippo fuel container, little capsule here. Got another Rovivon, my little tiny tie Rovivon. All three of these are tie. I think I said my arc feld. My little Weehaw stubby, just because it's the winter. This stuff's called Badass Fire Strands. I bought a kit that had a little bellow that came with it, which I never used. It ended up losing the bellow. But it's great to like rip down and make a little nest if you don't want a feather stick. Throw a spark from your ferro rod, and it lights up in nobody's business. Again, I've got lighters out the yin yang, but I still like my ferro rods. This is a Exotech regular ferro rod, kind of light duty. This one right here is. And then I've got some razor knives. I've got a little scalpel, titanium that I carry in my pack, little nail clippers, a little marker holder. Would y'all be interested? And then this right here, I don't know if I can zoom on it, but y'all see these little KPL like cleaners? Huh? Anybody see those? I got 5,000. For $12. I'm a KPL guy. I have a code. But I will tell you, I've compared apples to apples, and I'm convinced they're the same product. But I just now got in my closet this thing that looks like a pillow. It's full of those packs like I just showed you, and it was $12. So stuff like that. It's just everything from paracord, that survival paracord. What I mean by that is you can cut it down. It's got a piece of fishing line in it. It's got a piece of tinder in it. It's got several, like a little piece of Kevlar sew up shit. It's got all kinds of weird shit in there, right? But yeah, Jim, what I'm going to do is just do kind of a short overview on it, and then I'll try to make it easy in the description. If you want to go look at what I bought from Amazon, you can look at the links. If you want to buy something and use the link, great. If you don't, no harm, no foul. Because again, I want to start giving the option of putting links to knives that I like. And there are a lot of knives like TRM that I'll put links in all day long. And I have creators tell me, dude, don't do that. They're not willing to give you a link. But I know they're good people. I know they've got a certain budget they work with for marketing, because that's the business I come from. And I like helping them out because I like helping y'all out like people help me out. That's how I discovered TRM was a great knife. Somebody said you need to check one out. But companies like Kaiser, I've reached out to them because, as you guys know, I used to be a huge Kaiser guy. As a matter of fact, this video is kind of getting a little bit of extra love on Instagram. And this is a video or a Kaiser. I've only got a few left in my collection, but this guy will stick with me because I love it. It's Matthew Christensen. I've given away 3 of these little mini guys. Hold on. The F. Go over here. Let's click on that. And let me show you all this. Let me share my screen. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm not, if you see me start to review a bunch of Kaisers and you go back and you look at my budget knives and you look at my videos from a year ago, my collection was 80% Kaiser. I've since given away most of my Kaisers. I haven't sold any, but they're great knives. And this is an old knife, probably a 3.5 before I came into the collection knife. And it's bigger than I would normally buy. But I really like the design. I didn't know about Matthew Christensen at the time, but it is just an absolute old school banger. So I'm interested in trying to reach out where I never have before. I've always done I'm only going to review knives that I buy, that I bring into the collection. Jim Miller, welcome, brother. Make sure you leave a comment in the all you guys in the tag video, all you channel members. But it just makes sense that if I'm going to, I can only group my knives, and I've got a lot of knives. I haven't even dived into my fixed blade Friday. I mean, I could do a 12-hour stream going through fixed blades, but that'd be boring. So what I want to do is make sure I stay current with the latest knives, but right now, kind of being in between the corporate and the private world, which are really the same thing, but they're different. Um, I don't have the expendable income, right, to drive knives. So what I want to do is establish, and I wanted to do it at Blade Show this year if I can make it over there, but just establish a couple of relationships. I don't want relationships with, and I'm not going to name any manufacturers, but there are two budget companies, three if you count one that also does premium, that I'm very, very interested in, that I'd like to, because I buy their knives, I enjoy their knives, and I recommend their knives anyway, that I'd like to have some kind of relationship where instead of them just sending me a knife every quarter, that they set me up a link to where hopefully people who choose to use my link can pick up a discount like White Mountain. I know every business is set up different, so that doesn't always work, but I want to be able to get people that ability, right? That's my goal. That's one of my goals. Um, and just continue to do what I do, right? I mean, I'm gonna have to reuse, but I'm blessed to have a huge collection, and I haven't dived in, or I always misconjugate that. I have not taken the plunge into going through a lot of slip joints yet, because I'll be honest with you, I don't know enough about them, so that when I go to do a review, I feel like I'm saying the same three things over and over. And I go back, I don't watch my videos, but I will go back and I'll watch analytics from time to time, like once every month when it sends me my monthly recap. But I can get it because the only reason I even started recording silent shorts and then walked into talking videos was because of the whole Knives Live, Shane, Grateful Panic, our little friendship, our little working out, trying to do something different, where I had to have a channel in order to stream. And then after that, and I started doing speaking, I've got to go back and record videos like my Adamas, like my Spyderco Manix 2, which is on the books for this weekend, because when I first started doing voice videos, those are 2-minute videos talking about a Manix 2 with rock scale designs. I mean, there's so much more to talk about that little crewware knife. And I've had it now for almost 2 years. So I have no problem reusing what I feel like is an awesome collection that I'm blessed with. But I also want to make sure that I'm able, and I've even told a lot of these makers, I'm happy to send the knife back. My ideal scenario is you send me a knife, agree that I'm going to do at least an unboxing, a review, and with this little Kaiser that's coming, it's kind of a surprise, but y'all will have already seen it. I've got a third video planned where I draw in the designer, but and then give it away. Give it away on a Friday Night Flicks, right? Because then I've put in my time making videos where I don't feel like I've gotten a free knife because I've put in time to earn the knife. But then I can give it away, right? I mean, it's not that I want to keep. I'm at too many cases, and they're not all full anymore. I've got my high-end import, what I call that, and my USA case full. And then my Civivi, which is not a Civivi case anymore, but that's what it used to be called, and my Kaiser case are not at full capacity. And I don't plan on adding more knives. I just plan on bringing in more strategic partners to the channel that I would do business with if I didn't have a channel. And I was doing business with before I had a channel. It's just why I talk up North Rivers Outdoors. I think when I sent Brother Joe Isabella his winnings from last week. Anyway, I'm going to pull them up. But I sent him a challenge coin and I sent a little story about it. I'd never heard of this knife company in my life. I went to Google and I was looking for an SNG ProTech Northridge, and they came up. They didn't have it in stock, but they had both PT 207s. I didn't know much. What was it called? Northridge knives. Yes, that's it. I don't think I tried it. I always forget it. God, it just drives me crazy. I've got their card. Hold on a second. All right, guys. North River Outdoors. That would be, for those of you that are hard of hearing, North River Outdoors. We'll take a look. So the story here, guys, this is a small mom and pop, I think in Virginia, I don't remember, but they came up through a Google organic search. They had two PT 207s. This is their little shop, right? In Virginia. Look at the outside of the store. You can go in there. I know this for a fact because when I bought an Asher from them, after they did fantastic customer service, it had a tag around it like it had been in a case, right? They're the real deal. I mean, they're a little mom and pop. So anyway, this is a story that happened to me. And they carry a lot of Benchmade. They carry a lot of ProTech. They carry Microtech. And every now and then you'll find some really cool stuff, right? So what I did is, it was early in the morning or real late at night, and I was on their site, and I bought a ProTech PT 207, which is the little small version of the PT or the SNG, the ProTech SNG. I wasn't ready for a full blown Strider yet, but I was in the mood for that style. You know, the F and Grow drew me in. So what I did is I went to their site. A lot of their stuff sold out. They carry your basic, here you go, Microtech, Ramlock, in stock, $189. Anyway, nothing special about the site. Here's a mini Yojimbo. I've been interested in that, but I haven't seen scales yet. But anyway, long story short, I ordered, because I was still asleep. I'm going to pull them both up. I ordered the Smooth, which was fine. My S&G is smooth. So it's like a no harm, no foul. But I've also got my Mordax, and I've got my Malibu as textured. So I really wanted it textured because this is the little guy, right? So this is the one I bought. Nope. That's the black texture. That's the one I wanted. Right? But you can't tell much from the picture. You really got to get in there and look at it. And this is like 4 o'clock in the morning. And this is the one I bought. 265, which is the same thing. It's a 203, not the 207, because it's smooth, right? It doesn't have the aluminum or the textured aluminum. So what I did, I realized right away what I'd done. Well, my order had already gone through, and I'd been through this with Blade HQ many times. Been through it with Knife Center. I think I even went through it with Knife Works, where I had a similar problem, and I reached out and was like, God, I pushed the wrong button. I jumped the gun. I was excited. I got one, but you've actually got one that's about $40 more, $30, $20, whatever it is. It's really the one I want. Is there any way you can invoice me, or I can pay you the difference and not slow down shipping and have to cancel it and reorder it, and it may not even be available, and swap it out? And I always got the same answer. no, our system's set up. And I understand. So I was expecting the same treatment from North River Outdoors. So instead, at about 9 o'clock my time, which was 10 o'clock their time, because they're on Eastern time, I got an email. John, I got your email. Just verifying, because I sent them a link of the one I wanted, the difference in price, and what I wanted to do, which was somehow get them the difference in balance and get the knife I wanted without having to go through the whole restocking. And those guys said, we just want to verify which knife you want, in a very pleasant voice. They weren't smart assy. I was like, well, I was hoping for the textured. I couldn't tell the difference. Not your fault. It was early in the morning. I was excited. I bought the flat. It's all good. If you can't, I'm happy with the flat. I just want to get it quickly. I didn't tell them I have a channel. I'm John Evans. I'm not Javon. Nobody knows Javon anyway. But they said, well, we just wanted to make sure because we want you to have the knife that you want. I don't want any additional money. There's no way really for us to do that. And there's no need for us to do that. You're a good customer. Guys, I'd never been to their website before. They said, you're a good customer. We want to make sure you're happy. Shipping your knife out today. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any issues, please let us know. Boom. I sent back a, wow, you exceeded my expectations. If I can ever find anything on your site, I'm kind of picky with what I buy, but you've earned a customer. So I was flipping around their site about a month later because I try to go by there monthly, even though I'm on a knife buying freeze right now. But I came across an Asher G10 20CV liner lock for like $115. And I was like, it was in stock. And I was like, oh my God, it was a no-brainer purchase at the time. I mean, it was an impulse buy. And I was glad to have it because it's a great knife. And I was able to buy another knife from them. And then, not to just totally bore y'all to death, and I'll quit rapping, but when I got ready to get my other ProTech, my Magic Whiskers 3, the big one, or is it Magic Whiskers 2? I think it's the Magic Whiskers 2. I don't have any flippers really out here, except for my daily carry, which he's not on here yet, and I don't want to trigger him. But I ordered it from River, is it River City? I can't remember. River Outdoors or River City Knives. I've got it right here. It is North River Outdoors. I need to somehow put them in my description. I have absolutely zero affiliation. What I can tell you is, for one, when the Asher came, it had a little tag on the knife which told me that it's been under glass, which doesn't surprise me when you go here, and they've got great brands. But where do we find their storefront? Because somewhere on this page, hold on, somewhere on this page we found their storefront and a walkthrough or something. Here we go. They're in Virginia Beach. So guys, it's not just a warehouse where they ship. So the knife I got evidently came from under here and had a tag on it. This is their little place of business. I love supporting small business. Not small businesses that are just in it for the money, that treat you like crap. But I know for a fact from not a friend, but I'll call him a good acquaintance. I do some business with him, and I've become very chatty with him. He owns a knife store here called Knives and More, and does some amazing estate trading, does some super cool stuff. I mean, if you like slip joints, this guy buys 1,000 at a time. Crispy Critter, take your time, buddy. We'll be here. But he is big of a trader. He has people for the last 20 years that buy Benchmades from him new. They take them home and they safe clean them. And these are older guys, middle-aged guys who are now older. Bring them back into him and sell them or trade them. And he sells them to us for what the original receipt in the box, because that's what these people do that trade in his store, Knives and More. Google it. Small little shop. But wow, I love to do business with him. And I found some really unique Benchmades there. Dark Gravity and I go there quite a bit. I know brother A to Z EDC's bought several nice knives there. I think he bought what's the real nice Integral, but he hated it because it had a frame lock, or they've got a frame lock that was really sharp. Homer channel member, I'm so far behind. Marisol channel member, I haven't even been reading comments. I've been on a rant, which meant nothing. It's just my brain. I apologize, guys. I will do that from time to time. But hopefully we'll have some folks jump in. I thought we'd do Fridays kind of as fixed blade Friday. Not limited to that by any stretch of the imagination. But I saw a lot of posts. I see a lot of posts on Fixed Blade Fridays. And I need to embrace my inner fixed blade more. Because I'll be honest with you guys. I'll pull this one out right now out of my back pocket. I'm a fixed blade a day guy. I don't carry big ones. Sometimes I do. But mostly I carry a small fixie in my back pocket. Totally concealed. It's my Slurpee Saver. Scotch, are you home, brother? I reached out to you earlier. You should have a link, my man. Check and let me know if you're available. I know you've been on the road. I always like your input. So I'm a big fan in the EDC fixed blade. I'm even becoming a fan in the EDC fixed blade replacement for my primary folder. Not that I don't love primary folders, not that I won't always be into them, because I love them like a lot of you guys love clocks. To me, it's a mechanical, super cool thing. Okay, I saw something I missed. I got to get back up. You guys are moving kind of fast. Dude, I don't rant. I try to think of it. I get a little bit passionate. Is you liquid, Tide Glow, and black lights. Love your fixie collection. Thanks, buddy. When I first started this, and when I was first starting my adult life, my first job was a musician. I'm a guitar player. Let's take that back a step. I'm a deadhead, widespread panic buddy who used to help them drag equipment between Athens and Auburn. And I always wanted to be a guitar player. I was a hippie. I liked it. I liked the lifestyle. So me and my buddy, Adam Taylor, started playing guitar. Like Neil Young said, on the front steps at school. Dreamed about being cool. We were never cool, but we played. We learned jam band songs. Started playing music, right? That was my first and only gig. First and only gig with that. And black lights, and not as much black lights as stage lights, I guess you'd call them. Even though I don't have good cameras or good mics, I feel you should have a little funky lighting for those that enjoy opening their consciousness to things that might not be readily available in our realm as we notice them. Shoot me a message while I leave the caddy. Sorry about that, Scotch. I know you hated edgy. Some of them aren't. I think you would like Widespread Panic because they tell stories. And the Grateful Dead, I know a lot of people can't get past the noodling, but most of those songs are old American remakes. They've got very few originals. They just make them different. There's a lot of Americana wrapped up in those weird old dudes that are still alive. Edgy. If you or brother Scotch and Things, I sent you a link, but I can't look at my phone to see if you've replied back because it's this camera right here. This now not firing? Oh, because I got it in my hand. Hold on, let me check. Let's do this. Let's remove that bitch. All right, let me see what I got here. I'm going to send a couple of brothers that I always enjoy talking to links. Not that they're available, not that I expect them to be. Anytime I send you guys a link, and I sent Super Dave or Satu Dave a link tonight, and Dark Gravity's busting his ass and making bag. I could not. Okay, so Scott, you did get it. You're just on your way to the hotel, dude. And don't get on if it's not convenient. I'm going to get Brother Shane a link, even though I know he's busy and I can't read the chat because I'm multitasking. And I'm going to invite him. Y'all, Shane is my old school buddy. Shane and I met, even though we live a little over an hour apart. We met back in Grateful Panic's Epic Lives. Maybe before that. Maybe we just really came together and started fucking with each other in Grateful Panic's lives, which were epic. And I would give anything if he would just come back on Tuesday nights and throw his live up there and watch the people come. So Shane, you got a link in Instagram, buddy. But yeah, I mean, he's one of the first guys. He actually called me, didn't know me from Adam's House Cat, reached out to me to let me know one of our brothers, he will remain nameless because I'm not into gossip. One of our brothers was taking advantage of us, and I was one of the ones that was getting taken advantage of. And that's something that, I mean, it wasn't an easy call for him to make, but he made it because he didn't want me to get taken of anything else. And then, God bless him, he went fucking nuclear. I'm the guy. Because nobody loves this community. There are a lot of people that love this community very much. But Shane is among the pillars. You grind those knives, baby. So what was I going to try to show? And I'm not trying to show anything outside of Instagram that I thought was cool. There are a lot of sales that I haven't been posting. I've got affiliate links to, and I feel guilty. It's just because I've been so busy trying to get my real job kicking off, which is not really happening, but it will. It's more of a long, Joe Isabella, what's up? It's more of a long run than a short grab, right? So that's just part of it. But yeah, I mean, when I show stuff on Instagram, it's stuff that I think is really, really cool, right? I did a video, and this stuff like this humbles me in a big way. So Shane knows about this, and I think he was maybe with us, me and Beard and Doom, at Blade Show 2023 when we came around Mag 10 USA or Mag 10 Knife Works, and this is one of his more, I guess you'd call it, delicate wicked knives. It's called the EDW. And it's in ABL, and I probably mispronounce those letters or jarble them because I'm dyslexic. But a beautifully ground, beautifully done knife. This is a low-end one of his knives. Most of them, he makes his own Damascus. He's in Maine. And so I couldn't get one at Blade Show, but I found out he was going to be exhibiting in Nashville at the Nashville Custom Knife Show. So I kind of saved up, and I knew that this knife and one other fixed blade I wanted to get. So I went by and bought this knife, paid table price for it. He was very generous. He told me he was going to try to bring something less, not frou-frou, but less flashy, less Damascus, just something that was more of a user, but he included this 80s carbon fiber, which I can't give it enough. The reflective nature this gets on a black light, it's sick. But so I did a video a couple of nights ago on what makes a slicing knife, and I didn't mean to upset Shane because I know heat sheet treats very important. I focused it on blade geometry, for my slicing needs. that heat treat is absolutely important, very important. But blade geometry also plays a big part, and that's for maintaining an edge, unless the heat treat shit, and for me, slicing the things that I slice, which are paper, cardboard, tape, whatever. So this knife was one of the knives I featured because I featured fixed blades. I featured my Beetleless slip joint, which is one of the thinnest blade stocks that I have, and some TRMs, my quiet carry waypoint, just a few knives that are very thin that I think the geometry makes them very effective at what they're able to cut well. Well, I get a DM, or no, a text message, because I'd sent him my number, because I think, and see, Edgy, I need to watch more of that, but I've heard you say it, I think, and it wasn't, if you watch my video, I'm not disparaging heat treat. I'm just saying, in my limited use, I think geometry is what makes me feel the difference when I'm cutting paper, which sounds like a pussy, which I am. I like to be able to drag the paper across the knife and barely hear it. It's weird stuff, right? So we're all different. But he sent me a message on my text, and he said, I just want you to know I really appreciate you featuring my knife and your slicing knives. I was like, Colin, your knives, as I've told you many times, are amongst the most slicey knife. It's definitely the most slicey fixed blade, or one of them I have in my collection. And your work is next level gorgeous. And I've met this guy, and he's like, well, it means a lot to me for you to say that. And I bought this knife. I bought this knife full table price. I want to say it was $350, a bargain. And my point is, we hear a lot about these makers that have these attitudes that aren't willing, and I can kind of understand an artist's perspective on their work. If they're convinced that the knife's good and you've got a problem with it, maybe their goal is you should buy another knife, because I'm not going to sacrifice what I've worked on to design because a lot of people like it. And I'm not saying that's right. But when you've got somebody like this, and I've met several others, Dustin Driver over in Gunnersville, between me and Shane, some of the most humble people, Tim and Suzanne Kell, they are not used to, and maybe they are, but I'm not an actor, and these guys I don't think are actors, and they are, they go out of their way to say thank you for talking about my shit. And Colin McGuire is the kind of guy who I don't think he can keep his books even open. I think he just builds some to take to the different knife shows. I agree. And then I even said Space Ghost. Now, I've never tested one for 100 feet of rope. So that geometry, I know that the lower heat treat is going to dull much sooner. But as long as the heat treat is not shit, and yes, I'm not getting the money that I paid for the heat treat that I thought I was, the geometry makes it very easy for me to hone an edge, because I've moved to hand sharpening for stuff like that. Edgy, Jim, what did you get? Which clone did you get from Amazon? Because Amazon will absolutely take it back. I had picked up a Cold Steel 4Max over 2 years ago that was $69. Seemed too good to be true. Not the Cold Steel, not the full one. Actually, yeah, it was Cold Steel 4Max Scout. What did you pick up, Jim? But I raise hell with Amazon. That's why I buy a lot of knives from Amazon. I don't like to take them away from the little guy, but if you look, you're buying from some of the knife retailers that you buy from through their Amazon store. It was a small. Who'd you get it from, Jim? And you know it's a clone. I think I reached out to you. You know it's not those janky scales, because those are on every Taichung Taiwan. Kresk, what's up? It's on every Taiwan smock. They look, but if it's not right, I would definitely reach out to Amazon and find out WTF. Because I'll tell you guys, I don't even want to show it. I'm not going to show it. But if you go search I'm not even going to say the name. There's a company on Amazon who is making blatant clones of two manufacturers that I'm aware of. And if you dig, you'll find a lot more. I'm not talking about Ethan Grove. I'm talking about it begins with a J. And I'll find it and pull it up because I've tagged it. But I guess either they're not competing in the same price point, and I'm convinced they're called J Brother. JEABROTHER. Search Amazon for their knives. That way I don't have to share them. But to the left. See, then you can't hear it. Tell me if y'all can still hear it. I have to have this thing pointed right at me. I've learned that. Pretty face. Pretty old. Did y'all see on the Portrait Live the other night when the person came in and said, "Who's the old lady and what's she bitching about?" I thought that was funny. See, I never want to ban people like that. I think people that come in and say funny shit, like the guy who kept wanting to be a mod because he was going to be the most upstanding upholder of community values. I love that. See, I think that's what these lives need. And that's how you bring people in. Because, guys, I was spending hundreds of dollars on guitar effect pedals, which I've got a killer pedal board, but I'll never use them, ever. I'll never sell them because I'm a hoarder. But it was so nice to come into a community. There was actually a community of people. And Marcel, you can ban them. It's okay, dude. I'm just thinking in the future, if we ever do those little late night streams, I think bringing those people in, and I don't go troll, but I do watch some of the drama channels, the T channels, and the internet is made up. Audiences of these big creators are created by two different, and I never want this, but they're two different parts of the audience. You've got people that like the creator and they agree with the creator, and you've hopefully got an equal number of people that are hate watching you. So you want a common balance of supporters and trolls that are constantly battling in your chat, so that when you go live, and this is on IRL streaming, this is not on YouTube, this is not my personal beliefs, this is just what I've witnessed. So you see a lot of that for views. And guys, some of those TikTok people, and I mean the most disgusting e-begging TikTok people, whereas all that e-begging came from, are making £7, as they call it, or 7,000 pounds a week, faking autism, doing weird shit, trying to get their trans surgery, but they can't get enough money for their meds. And they've done, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff, you know. And KC Mersault, for some reason, and I don't know if it's just because he reads his comments, which I'm the worst at, and it's not because I don't love each and every one of you. And Donate Operator deserves every one he gets. And he's a great guy. I'm a big fan. But I also know the design questionability of a lot of the stuff that goes into the patches, that people that are design purists, I'm going to let y'all fill in the blank there, have shared with me that aren't always capacitic. And I agree. You've got to be, you've got to know that if you're going to have any engagement in your videos that you want, that hopefully at least a third or a fourth are disagreeing with what you say. I'm guilty by not going back and saying, thank you for your comment. Sorry you feel that way. Help me understand where I might have missed it, because I'm by no means perfect. I got so far behind early that if I start like on comments that started today and I go back, and I'll do it for like 2 hours, I've got so many, like, I mean, I need to clear out the little counter on my YouTube thing that shows how many I have. But guys, it's not because I don't care about them. I see them when they pop up. I rarely see what they say. But then I have seen people get, as some of my UK influencers say, get so affected by their comments. I don't need that grief in my life, right? If people don't like it, and they want to spam me, that's fine. I feel like I've got enough people in the community that might come in and say, no, really, he's not shilling or he's not lying, or, maybe I need to reach out to Javon and let him know, because a lot of y'all have reached out to me. The most respectable, most early conversation I had was with Kevin of Beer of Doom. I was on Lefty's Live. I think this was even before Off the Edge. And we were talking about Lefty making a comment about one of Doom's knives. I'm not going to rehash that. Lefty has a sense of humor that very few people understand. And Lefty's an asshole. And you've got to love Lefty in his entirety to realize that that's just him. And if he's not picking on you, he doesn't love you. And he said something to Doom that really upset him. So I wanted him to make peace. So for the giveaway that night, I wanted it to be #Doom because I wanted him to get the love on his channel. And after hearing that it didn't make him happy, and after reaching out to him and talking to him on the phone for about 45 minutes, not about that, we talked about life. That was a small part of the conversation. He was glad I called. We understood it, and he made a great, it's still hard for me to do, but he said, you need to go back and watch your lives. Because when you look at these people, not that we're going to get canceled or I'll give a shit, but if you record enough hours, you're going to say stupid shit. I do it all the time. I don't know much about knives. I don't know much about the human condition. I sure as fuck don't know about relationships. But it's just interesting to look at it as all you can do is be the best that you're going to be. People are going to like you. People are going to tolerate you, and people are going to hate you. I guess the goal is to have them watch, but for me, because I do have psychological, I would say, issues, but I'm also abnormal, what do you call it? Abnormal, psychological, whatever. I don't need to be dwelling, losing myself in comments. I can see how reading a comment could possibly make you feel, if you were thin-skinned, less than yourself, or if you're having a bad day. Because I'm a big believer in psychology of adjustment, right? You're walking down the street, you pass a guy, he bumps into you, he's like, where the fuck are you going? You're thinking, what an asshole. But you don't realize that his dog got hit by a car that morning, that his wife might have left him, that he's about to go in to lose his job. I try to look at what might be causing the behavior, and I don't do it for a long time because I'm the quickest to hate too. I mean, I'll go back and do some serious hate, and I can even name people I hate. What's up, Palmer Conley? But I would never do that on live stream. I do it to their faces. But the bottom line is, what the bottom line is, what the fuck was that? Oh, that was my phone. You're not going to make everybody happy, no matter what. And there are a lot of people that aren't happy people that seek out people like us to either take advantage of us, draw wedges between us, or just troll us. So I welcome the trolls. I'm smarter than the trolls. I was gifted with that. I was gifted with many disabilities, and I don't call them disabilities, I call them gifts, like my off the fucking rails ADHD, which I was diagnosed with as a toddler, hyperactivity disorder, taken off meds at 2, and then navigated my life till I was 46. No, Lefty's not offensive at all. I'm just saying, Kathleen, I know people who don't take his jokes. They think he's a little crass. I know Lefty from being one of the kindest, most generous people who he's worked with me on several things to make people's lives better that were going through a tough time. Lefty's the first person to reach out. He started a pass-around group. Lefty gets all those knives sent to him, and they're not sent to him because he set up a pass-around group. He set up a pass-around group because he thought, what a better way to help creators. I can't use all these knives. I'm not in any of those, but he is a great guy. I think Shane even agrees, even though they don't agree. There's some certain things that they don't agree with, and I don't think any of us should agree on everything. If we all agree on the same stuff, we're just sheep, right? Because debate and discord is what make us grow as humans, in my mind, right? So I might think I've got the answers, and I think a lot of us will say, and I'm not as happy as I'm capable of being. I'm not living my best life, but yet somehow I feel like I have the answers. That's flawed logic, right? So for me to open my mind and listen to other trains of logic and thought, or said Stevie, but actually my favorite is Christina at Women Carry Knives. She will always be my favorite female knife YouTuber. I also love Stella, but I'm a huge Christine. You're right, Edgy, and that's the difference. See, Edgy's an adult, and he can know that somebody's wrong, and he's right 99.999% of the time. But he can respect the fact that he's a good person and probably sit down at Blade Show and have a Chick-fil-A sandwich with him and poke him like he and Dopey poked each other at Blade Show last year, which was one of the most epic debates I've ever heard in my life that went nowhere because Dopey was just set in his ways. And Shane has done his research before he even opens his fucking mouth. So here's a warning from somebody who's old, right? I'm probably the oldest one in the chat or one of them, but don't engage in a public debate with Shane on anything that Shane is willing to debate you on. That's just all I'll say about that. Because he'll bring fucking receipts. He'll line them up. And just like you guys know, receipts are objective too. They're subjective if they're presented in the way that Shane presents them. He's got this art of crafting this, I'm not going to say good old boy because that's dismeaning to good old boys, but he has this way of simplifying complex situations and ending it with, I'm right, you're wrong, but I still love you. And it's effective because that beats into his debatee's head that I'm never going to win with this guy. I'm not going to change his mind. But I guarantee you people have walked away from conversations with Shane. I know my buddy Pocket Metal has, with a different respect for somebody. Marisol, I'm holding kiwi ice with a little bit of passion fruit, and I'm holding the same brand not kiwi. This is peach and blueberry with a little bit of ice, not menthol, ice. 58 next week. Neil McKenzie, you and I was a summer of love baby. I was born in July 67. You were either 66. I always get those years. What year were you born, brother? And you don't have to say it, but that's a good age. We're young, guys. Midnight. Have a good weekend, buddy. I haven't talked to Lefty to see if Off the Edge is going to happen tomorrow night. He may have, because he sometimes does this. There might be somebody who's got a release or something, and he'll let them have that spot. But if we've got that spot tomorrow night, and hopefully he'll go live with me. If not, I'll do a little Off the Edge light. Is Maddie in here still? Maddie and Stevie? Or Maddie or Stevie? I'm wondering if they're still doing the every other Saturday night. Lefty's the one that reached out to me and said, hey, I talked to Stevie, we're going to do every other Saturday night. So I was like, cool, I'm in. Just remind me of when my Saturday night was. And then the first Saturday night, I was out on a date, which was my last date. Edgy, 53 Tuesday, buddy. Happy early birthday. You and I, neither one of us thought we would have made 53. I'm pushing 57. I will be 60 in 3 years. And I feel like, except for my left knee, when I stand up weird, my left knee fucking hurts. My hips feel solid. I still skate. I don't think I'm moving as much. My Apple Watch says I'm not. I need to get on. Enjoy it, Dina. That's young. And we're all young, guys. Age is just a number. But I do think, and I'm not looking to get pumped up. I'm a little guy. But I do think some type of testosterone replacement therapy or some of that young shit that Mike Tyson's taking, not to make me violent or punchy, but just to make me kind of turn back whatever he's turning back, or give myself the ability to work out in your 40s, Steve. And that's the important part because it's kind of tough. Crispy, same here, buddy. I wasn't conceived in 67. I was born in 67, so I was conceived in 66. But I did go see, when my dad went to law school after I was born in Tuscaloosa, and my mom was a student administrator, and she was kind of freaky, but she couldn't do anything because my dad was in law school. And she took me to see Janis Joplin because all her student aid people told her she needed to go. She came to the quad. And my mom was real worried because all the girls and the guys that she worked with were drinking Kool-Aid and it was laced. And they were trying to give me regular Kool-Aid, but mom thought it was laced. And then I went and saw Jerry Rubin and the Chicago 7 because my mom was just real into what's going on, right? So I think I was born at the perfect time. The summer of love, it kind of carried through. I didn't really get into the music until I got into college. But it's had a big influence on my life. And opening the doors of perception changed me from a duck hunting. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just didn't eat the doves or the ducks. So I was kind of shooting them and then giving them to people that were hunting with us for sport, and then got experienced and could no longer bring myself to pull my Ruger Red Label out and bust doves, or pull my 3-inch Winchester Model 10 out and bust canvasbacks. I just, and I think that's kind of goes back to the stoned ape theory, kind of a very interesting way that my perception changed so quickly without me feeling, because I can still go with people that are hunting. I don't have a problem with it. And Joe Isabella, my dad used to make it. He'd soak it in Italian dressing, wrap it in bacon, grill on the grill. To me, I guess I was raised in such the 70s processed food shit that anything that tasted wild was kind of a turnoff to me, right? Never, ever grow up. Never. If you refuse to grow up, I think when you grow up, the beauty of it is, look at it like this. You grow, your mind stays childish, you like toys, your toys change. All guys like their stuff, right? But you get to a point, for me it was 50, I got sober in 46. Right when I turned about 50, 51, I'll be 57. But that's when I realized other people's opinion of me means absolutely fucking nothing. And that is freedom. Quail is better than Dove, Jim Miller, but I hate them both. I mean, I don't hate them. I would just rather have a fucking Zaxby's chicken strip. And I know that's sacrilege. But, Ed, it's okay, brother. Make sure you go to the pinned comment and leave a comment. YouTube, it goes through and it unsubscribes me and subscribes me back to people. It's just so weird. I don't get it. The whole weird thing about Instagram, as soon as I switched back from a professional account, which all that let me do was had Meta, i.e. Facebook, i.e. Instagram, try to push their ad platform on me so I would boost my posts out. and it would show me analytics for each post, which I found interesting, which was reason enough to click the button. But what I didn't realize is it opened me up for all these other filters. So I could never get a post once, thank God, John Rusk at EMP EDC made that video and went and checked and saw that I was restricted. Guys, my IG has not grown in over 2 years. 0. My YouTube's grown, but my Instagram hadn't grown. Now I haven't posted on it as much, but I went back. The point is, if y'all are having a lot of problems with it and you have a creator account, the only thing you're gaining from your creator account is the ability to boast your posts. Screw that. Do the right thing. Go get organic reach. And it is going to absolutely be better for you in the long run than any kind of gaining the system. And do it consistently. And be in it for the long haul. That is my recommendation. Palmer Conley, make sure the 18 and older is in there for you. I was going to say you have to have your parents' permission, but I feel like if you put your mom or your dad on the phone with me one day, we can just talk and understand that we're both grown adults and you're a good kid. And you'll win more, and I won't have to make myself nervous. And the only reason I make myself nervous, it has nothing to do with you. And I don't make myself nervous because, like I said, when I turned 52, I don't give a shit. I don't do this for anything but for the community, because I love you guys. And I don't have, because of choice, a social life really outside of YouTube right now, because I've kind of done that. And right now, this is kind of, to me, enjoyable. It's therapeutic. I enjoy it. I love it. No, I don't need a signed permission slip, buddy. I know that there would be, and I learned this from the drama channels, but this poor guy, King Cobra, he's an autistic guy who drinks too much, who has a huge following because he's just a train wreck, but he means well. And his trolls, people will go out and do things to try to get him banned, to try to get him arrested. We've seen it happen with Brant, not arrested, but Brant, Hinderer Collector. He finally got off YouTube as a creator because somebody kept mass reporting him. So it literally takes one of y'all to hate me and come in and report all my videos, or the videos that you want to fuck with, and you mass report them or get a few friends to report them. YouTube has to give me the strike. I can appeal it, or it'll come off in 2 weeks, but it becomes something that content creators don't have time to even fuck with. And for the guys or gals that are out watching videos, you just simply have to click the button. You know, every 3 live streams that I do, and I always set my monetization beforehand so that after the video is finished being live, anybody who plays it afterwards will be served an ad, right? And 3 out of 8, after about 5 minutes, which there are no views in the first 5 minutes, but they get flagged with the little yellow $ thing saying that something picked up on it. So I click a little button in my studio and I say appeal. I agree, this is no different than any other fucking thing I've ever done on here. Submit, and it takes about 24 hours. By then, all the views that come in, and Marcel, Brant is a great guy, dude. I'll tell you, when I first met Brant, I didn't get him. I thought it was annoying, but as I've gotten to know Brant, he's one of us. You know, he's dealt with a lot in his life. As we all have, and I'm just more of an empath, but I think he brings a lot to the conversation, and we talked to him about not getting so worked up about his brand loyalty. But if you think about it, I know a lot of people in the community who wrestle with similar traits who do the exact same thing. they get hung up on the conflict, not the resolution. And there's no need to even bring it up because people are going to make fun of what they know you love. That's what trolls do. And trolls can be your friends. I mean, you don't have to look at them as your mortal enemy. I mean, people are going to hopefully disagree. El Capatic, if you listen to Pocket Metal, he has one of the most intense case collections. His dad was a big knife collector. He tragically lost his mom at a very early age. And I think one of the things he kind of threw his life into because they're a local company, or he had a relationship with them. I don't know how, but he really became friends with them, with Mr. and Miss Hinderer, which makes you, like I am with TRM, a true fan. So what he wants to do is go out and tout what they do very well, which I can say it's one of the top 5 knives made in the country. I've got my buddy A to Z's letting me use his Chris Reeves, and I need an Oz Roosevelt back, but I don't have one. So I can talk about kind of the best. Drink water. Edgy, I probably said something stupid, and he'll text me later and say, hey, dude. The thing I love about Edgy, too, is Edgy is real. So I can say something stupid, because I do. He knows I do. And he can call me out afterwards and say, hey, man, you really said something stupid. And I can say, oh, dude, I apologize. We can talk about it. I can learn from it. Edgy educates me. But he became a big fan with Hinder. And like a lot of us, we go down rabbit holes, right? I spread my rabbit holes out. But if I look at my collecting, I went through kind of a spider phase. I went through a Benchmade phase. I kind of gobbled TRNs all at once and then spread a few out. Did the same thing with quiet carry. I mean, I've done it a lot. So I think it's just, you know, and I don't want to call it a mental condition, but I don't need these knives. I like them. I don't think I flex with them. That's not my point. I'm not a status ego buyer. I know all the things that drive a buying decision. I'm a fear of missing out. I want to experience it buyer. But there's a part of me that does not like to sell knives. I have no problem giving away, knives up to a certain value point. But then I start thinking, God, how much do you have, that you could move on, but I don't feel comfortable doing it and don't really want to do it. So it's just a weird obsession we have with sharp, shiny shit. Where's my phone? Let me get my, I wanted to show you all some six plays. Let me get y'all some different music. That's been playing for an hour and 18 minutes. Let's try. And these are just songs I download off this. I signed up and I thought they'd do it monthly, but they hammered me all at once. It was like $167. I use this Epidemic Sound. And I can download different music and shit. And so far, I haven't had an issue with it. But let me get this back on. What's up, Matthew? I did the same thing, guys. I did not know that. I would wonder if it has anything to do with his baby that he's working on. His badass maybe to fund future endeavors, right? Because that's what it comes down to right now. That's why I'm not real interested in selling knives. I mean, there are a couple like my TRM Ed Harrison, dude. I love you so much, but you do not ever. You're welcome in here, my man. And I'm glad. But you reach out to me, buddy, if you need to rethink that, because I do value you just being here, dude. All of you guys. Like I said, anytime somebody does something kind, it's great, but that's something I never want to be. I want y'all to talk to each other. I want to have Discord. I like being just to hang out with you guys and try to read the chat, even though I'm not that great at it. And Josh is a new member, has been a member for 10 months, Crispy Critter for 12 months, and Ed, God, dude. Ed, we'll see each other Saturday at Blade Show, hopefully. Lunch is on me, and we'll sit down in our famous Stevie Maddie A to Z Snuzz Nuzz hallway, which is the best place to hang and eat in between the craziness. But I do like this. I like going through and seeing what you guys are up to. We'll do a little pocket check here in a second because I think we'll have time. I know we'll have time. We've got nothing but time, but I don't think Maddie's in here. Let me check something. I'm gonna keep that open because that's. Have y'all gone to Jay Brother yet? Yay Brother, JE on Instagram to see what I'm talking about, so I don't have to pull it up because I don't want to give them any extra promotion. But they've got more than just one. Oh, Metal Complex is live too. He's doing his giveaway, guys. If you want to go jump in over there and leave a comment and be there to win, I will be here. I don't care if there's nobody in here. I will wait for you kids. Go over there. He is I tried to watch him earlier. He must have started later. But jump over there and do not have any hard feelings. What was I trying to pull up here on YouTube? All right. I go brain dead. Where did I have? I put it into blah, 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 blah. What was I going to show you guys? Dude, he's got great giveaways. I even and there are a lot of well, I don't know about that, but a lot of people that are there for giveaways. I enter because any giveaway that I win from anybody, and I'll eventually give the knife I won from Jared away. It's just a little special, but anything I ever win, it's passing on to you. Usually Demonoc, he has been, and I'm not even going to go into that, but he has been starting at 6:30. So usually he does both giveaways right before I go live, and then he stays live for 30 minutes. So if he's moved back, that's all good. Not my jam, but a great guy. Fantastic human being, fantastic wife, fantastic dog. But that's okay, right? I mean, we all have we only have short amount of time. And MC probably had something going on tonight. If not, it's an anti-John campaign. It's an anti-John campaign. Demonoc, for me, it's how can I knew Bees when he was a guest on Lefty. Jim, me too. I mean, now he didn't get me into the community. I was early and before Bees even had started his channel. And then when he first started his channel, I sent him a knife to review it. Very, very good guy. Got it back quick. I mean, I've never had a problem with Bees. I just noticed, and it's not uncommon, but I noticed a change in tone, which if I hadn't had 30 years of fucking psychological selling training, which has warped my brain, it makes me not even be able to use affiliate links because I feel like I'm selling and I'm not. But the tone went from, hey, this is cool, to ShamWow. He is very fast, but I love him to death. He's a great guy. Queen Bee is fantastic. I hope to see him this year at the Late Show. I missed him the last 2 years. And we've been in the same, I was there all weekend both last year and the year before. Drink water, channel member, what's up? Every one of you guys, I posted a late channel member giveaway. You do not have to be here to win it. You just have to leave a comment. So please go to the pinned comment and tell me that takes you to the giveaway video. And please leave a comment there. Uh-oh. So I'm going to show you what I carry today, and then I'm going to ask you guys what you carry today. I've really been carrying this knife a lot lately. I think because it's new, or it's a trade. I didn't think I'd like it for years until it became unavailable. But this is the TRM Atlas slip joint. I love this little light, minimalistic knife. And I even put it in this janky little slip because I keep my flashlight hooked in my left pocket. But my primary carry was my little drop point skiffed up MIDI Marauder. I don't know why this is the only knife on bearings, but I love it. And then in my back pocket, I carried the Griffin Co. Scout Medic, which is the little package opener / Slurpee saver / maybe letter opener, but a great little knife. Light. So what did you guys carry? That was my Friday carry. Bama G-Ball's killing the content. I watch as much as I can, but it's just hard to do. I mean, it's hard to keep up with everybody because I don't get notified of everybody's video unless I go to their channel. Ed carried the Devo Stout, the BB Conspirator with the Damascus Blade that Dopey gifted and dyed purple for me. Dopey is an absolute awesome dude. Dopey and I were sweet mates at Blade Co. or Blade Show 2023. Him and actually Semper Fi was nice enough to put me up, and we had a great time sitting out back talking about life. And that's before I knew they moved here, or moving here. I'm glad they did, and I don't see them since they've gotten here. They're both working like crazy, and I don't see GP anymore. Michael Morgan, Mr. Neiman of the Spyderco Goddard and 4B. Uh-oh. Hold on. We won't get too far behind because we don't have many people in here with everybody else doing their thing. Let's look at the Spyderco Goddard. I don't think I've seen that. Oh, yes, I have. Very nice. Backlock. And I love my Dragonfly. Steam Knock had his Shaman and his Praetion. Double win. All right, we're going to look up the Sildanta, brand new, made by Tops. I think they have one in Vegas, Horse, and Massachusetts. Won't let me copy that, so I have to go to TRKT. I reached out to Kaiser after I was able to get one little knife coming this way that I'm very excited about because it goes with a lot of other knives I have. So I can make some content out of it. So, Stunta. Ooh. How big is it? $500. I'm out, dude. I like it, and I'm scared of that. Good size. Yeah, a little bit rich for my blood for what that is, but that doesn't mean it's not a great value. Paul Mills had the bug out, a great EDC knife. I did a little thumbnail clickbait. I was not beating on the bug out. I carry mine all the time. Jim Miller carried the Mornax, the Finch Nightmare Shiv, the CRKT Stiff Kiss. That's a good knife, dude. Waiting kid beat you over the head with content. It's good though, guys. If I had more ideas or more knives coming in, and I look at people like that are blessed with a lot of knives that come in, and then I see them get out not a lot of videos a week. I keep thinking, I look at the best channels, MC, Shabazz. There's very little gee whiz in those videos. They're just showing what it is. And that's why I think I gravitated towards them, and so do so many others. But MC puts out 2 to 3 pieces a day, which really, if I had the content, if I had new knives coming in that I could do unboxings on, I would love to put out that kind of content. You think you grow that much faster. The reason I have so many videos, if you go look at how many videos I put out for the first year, 9 months of my channel, it was for Knives Live, and all I did was shorts. I didn't speak on one video. They were 60 or 15-second shorts. It was just me flicking a knife. That was it. Thomas had the Kubi Thalia. Ooh, Drinkwater had the Praetorian T. Space Ghost had the Smooth Criminal at work and the Space Cowboy at his own. I like it. Bushcraft got his Phobos Tier 1 Mini. Leatherman Search. Oh, I've got an Exo Tech in my Amazon thing. Did I show y'all that picture yet? To see if y'all would be interested. Did I show you that? I did, I think. But I've got a, I don't know what a 5 sleeve is, but I've got a lighter that's really good. It's like a Zippo, but it has O-rings, so it doesn't leach any fluid. And then I've got a little Zippo airtight, like, carrying the backwoods extra fuel, and then I've got a couple of Exotech fire rods. They're just fantastic. Let's see what else we got here. We got Kathleen with the Mini Labrador and the Sac. Mini Labrador is a great knife. Brother Brett Ingram, channel member, had the Giant Mouse GM11 and a bug out with Magna Cut, transparent knife reblade, and death grip titanium scales. Dude, I'm going to have to go to your Instagram right now. Have you put that up? That's something I've not been able to bring myself to do yet, but I would really like to, is get Brian. I just haven't had the disposable income, but I would love to get, not that I don't think it's every bit worth it. I would love to get a reblade. Where are you, Brett? Where the hell are you, my man? Is it 1G? So, Brett, have you put it on Instagram, or do you get on Instagram? Mark Carrera, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I'd really like to see it. Pocket Razors had the Finch Hellfire Sabotage, the QSP Penguin Red Shredded Carbon Fiber, and Benchmade Burgundy Micarta Mini Adamas. Red Friday razors in the pocket. Mini Adamas is my number 2 Benchmade. Could easily be my number 1, but I really love my old school mini locos. I'm a huge, huge fan. Sweet, dude. Hopefully those will go on really smooth. I'm still waiting for my original Go 8015 scale so I can do a scale swap, but they've had a problem getting the washers that they use to true those out. And I said, no, don't send them without the washers. Get it the way you want it. Joe Isabella's got the Tucson Stingray, I believe, and he's won it last Friday. Dude, I'm so glad. That's a great knife. It's a little bit chunky, but it's got great action. It's just a winner. Palmer Conley's got the Buzz and the Fair & Forge Tie Stinger button locks. The Tie Stinger I'm giving out tonight is an OG, and it's got the flipper hole. I need to lube it up, and I need to probably loosen it up, but I couldn't do it under God damn it. All right. This is bullshit. I must have tweaked it down too hard. Let's do this. Perfectly dead nuts. And side to side. Let's see if I can get this to. I don't know why it stopped letting me catch it. And I usually middle finger flick this all the time. It may need to be cleaned out. If you want it, I can take it apart because I've done it a bunch of times and I won't tear it up. And I can clean it out because it hadn't been carried in a while. And it could just be that those bearings need to be cleaned out. But anyway, neither here nor there. Banger of an EDC knife. Matthew carried his Spyderco Native 5. I love it. I don't have the salt. Carried his Ladybug 3 and a serrated H2. Do you live on the water, my friend? That sounds like a great carry. Sounds like you could definitely get some stuff done. I love it. Palmer Conley, for which one? Which one, Palmer? Fair & Forge buck, great knife. Devo Growler, even better. Sea snake around the neck. I love it. I love it. Yeah, Ed is too kind. But he's every bit as kind in person. And he's there. He's like in your face. He's not hiding. He's like joining the crowd. Stephen Clayton had the Rim Alliance Scourge, the Mini Tanto, TKL Combatant, fantastic knife. I'm getting a Night Stalker Combatant, the FLN 3, Guardian Night Stalker CG, Brana. Let's see if you can see it. You can't see it anymore. Brana got me right there, trying to resheath it. I love that knife. FMF, that's Jared's knife, right? The Accomplice, MR1, Regiment Blades, LWVZ Pro, and Midwest Mini Axe, Crudo SD5 snag bit. And Steven, if you ever get TKLs, I know I've got a link there, but when I set it up, I told Suzanne I did not want any kind of affiliate program. If they could set it up where y'all could get 5% off or whatever percent they were going to give me, you might check that sometime. It's in my link tree and it has the code and a link. Try that. But if you don't see a discount, back out. I don't need you to do it for the channel. I just think you get a discount instead of me getting an affiliate kickback, because that's the way I set it up. Penguin's so good, guys. I've still got the slip joint. I don't know if you saw, Palmer. I kept it an extra day because I wanted to review it with the slip joint, because I'd given away my OG Penguin before I picked up the slip joint. And I was curious how they went together. Palmer, which one? Are y'all talking about the tactile turn, or y'all talking about something different? I've got a tactile turn Archer that will be here tomorrow, courtesy of my brother from another mother, Lord Needham. And I can't believe he sent it out for me to check out. And I'm so stoked. But I don't know what knife you're talking about, Palmer. Let me go down to the bottom and see if you've answered me. G-Ball, G-Bizzle, what's up, brother? Bell Complex is giving away knives, guys. Greg, you are spreading your self thin, brother. Ed Harrison, sign up for that giveaway and win tonight. I'll make sure you get some Slick 'em all in there. As a matter of fact, I'll make sure you get some Slick 'em all. I'm doing a video Sunday that'll go out next week that's all three of my Liangmas and the Eutectic, and then it will come, unless you win tonight, it will come to you. That is your knife, buddy. You want it fair and square. Quite the cunnilingus. I love it. I've got an old Kershaw. It's a mini mojito. I kept it just because I think it's an antique. It's got a kind of like a ball lock, but a super wicked recurve on a small knife. It is a trip. Messages. Where's my phone? I got my phone up there. Let me go over here. Oh, man. All right, guys. First, we're going to look at transparent knives, bug out, death grip scales. Look at that blade. I'm assuming, is it Magna Cut? At like 64, 65, something crazy like that. It looks thin. It looks like if you tapped it, it would sound like a tick, 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 tick. And I don't know if y'all have ever handled one of these. I have. The amount of detail he puts into this right here in terms of making it an absolutely beautiful operating knife. That's a beauty too, buddy. Brett has put me onto some great knives. My timing's off. He'll always hit me up first and say, hey, man, I've got this. Are you interested? I'm like, let me get back to you. And I get back to him like 5 minutes later. He's like, dude, it's gone. I almost got a 3V. Wasn't that you I tried to get the 3V from, except I slept on it? This is one of my obsessions. This is another obsession, and I recommend any of you, if you're not following Tyler Denny, let's go to his page. And guys, I have no affiliation with these people. I share them with you because I found them, and I bought their shit. I think I've told you the people I haven't bought shit from, and he just came out with the version 3. All right, check this out. Let me share it. So this is the version 2. The one I was just showing you is a V1, right? That's a V1 right there. And you can tell the plunge grind comes up a little closer, and the carbon or the camera micarta scales are pinned and not screwed. So if we look at its version 2, you can still do them in acid etch. That one's actually a version 1. The version 2 has screwed on hardware, and the plunge grind has come back considerably. I don't know if y'all can see that difference. And then That's the V3. Great little knives. Oh, did you hear my voice crack? That was fucking weird. But just little elegant. You can get them in acid etched. I'm hoping he sells scales. I've told him now that you're doing this, you really need to offer some scales. But again, for an everyday fixed blade, like what would you call it? An enhancement to your daily carry. It's a good box opener. And it's also a good Slurpee saver. And I think they just look fucking cool. And they're thin. Thin. But anyway, that's a cool maker. Old Tyler Denny. And I know y'all get tired of me talking about him. But I posted this little micro J-Cal that I picked up for $40 with Ultim scales. And I think it's S35 blade, super thin. This thing picked up like 650 views. And it's just a little, I mean, if you look at it next to my MKM Micro, it is much smaller. What else do we have for Fixed Blade Friday? If y'all can find anything out about Servant knives, please let me know. I have gone to their website. It's gone. Their Instagram's gone. This is a knife they made out of 3V. I don't know how long ago. It has one of the most unique grips in that I can get a full 3-finger in it, where I think even somebody like Shane could, but that knot really holds it in, and it's got this aggressive jimping. Very thick 3V blade stock, but very slicey. And the sheath is one of the best in the book. So if any of y'all can learn anything about Servant, SERVANT knives, and this is the Simpleton, let a brother know. Be curious what y'all find out. And this is one of my fave little ones, the TKL Apprentice. Small knife, but has a little bit bigger handle than my Chickadee, so I can get a 4-finger grip on there, or 3.5. And again, that's not going to be for everybody, because a lot of you guys have grown-up hands. But then a knife like this Raider, which is going to be about the Guardian length, but it's got a much more ergonomical handle. And then the Combatant is even a little smaller. But it's got a really good handle. And I carry it in just a drop clip in my back pocket, because these knives all have jimped push-off points, which make them just that easy to get out. And then we've got another EDC scalpel that are under $100, or about 105 shipped, and they come from the Baltic Blades, which is not Russian, it's Lithuania, and it's the guy named Paulius. He makes these in some bigger knives in his garage. I'm gonna pull him up because he's doing some really cool stuff now that I'm not interested in because it's a little bigger. But I am trying to get him to offer scales for these, because these are paracord wrapped That one's in 690. This one is in 690. These are both V2s. This is just a plain tie. The other is a Neo scale. But I think if I think you could easily make a scale that would fit these because they're all the same size. And I think that would be pretty cool if it was a thin scale. Let me show you kind of what he's up to because I think it's cool stuff. And dude, talk about humble. Like I say, most of these knife makers are just guys, and they get a lot of joy of having somebody say, I like your stuff. Those are some little probably got some copyrighted music. But he's really upped it up, and he's doing it, in his garage. That's one of his finished ones. But yeah, y'all give him a follow. I'll drop his link, and the ones I've experienced are these. I've got a Gen 1. I'll show you the Gen 1. They're way down here. That's not a Gen 1. Let's find a Gen 1. That's a Gen... Nope. Gen 1 didn't have that aggressive jimping. That's a Gen 1. A blacked out Gen 1. But yeah, go check out Baltic Blades if y'all like street scalpels, small EDC knives. Whoops. I think he's got some cool stuff. And those of you, Zach Stuff, howdy, buddy. And those of you who haven't yet dropped a comment in our giveaway, please do, even if you pass it on to your channel members. And I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to gloat on this beautiful bitch again. And I'm going to pull him up. Because, guys, this knife, look, it came in the mail today. I mean, just an absolute screamer. And then we've got a shittier blade geometry with my little Boker BFF. However, this is one of my Work Sharp field sharpener. Hand sharpening victories. I've really gotten to where I can feel the bevel. And this knife used to be dog shit. Great knife. Don't know if I'd buy it again. Don't carry it as much as I thought I would, but it is a really good knife. And I'm going to show y'all another. No fixies, more like Kung Wu. Yeah, Kaiser Mitlaw. Mr. Mitchell extensive. Well, I've got some cool stuff I can show you there. But this little poker, have I shown you guys this? What this thing does? This thing's a transformer. Give me a second, guys. Don't know if I've shown y'all this, but you can take these scales off. See how it doesn't have a lanyard loop? See how that's inset in there? I don't have any fingernails. Give me a second, guys. So I can take that out, flip it around, and it locks perfectly if I wanted to put a lanyard on it. I just thought that was very German, very cool engineering, because I'm not necessarily a lanyard guy, so I just flip it over in case I need it. Pop the scales on it. And that's a slicey little beast. Yep. And by the way, that coupon book got soaked out in the rain, so it's like really crappy. Crispy! I think I said hey to you, my brother. I hope you're doing well. Let me see how many people are getting into our giveaway for our stinger. Let's go to YouTube. All right, where is it? Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We got 50. Awesome. So, guys, I will never, and I won't be doing member giveaways every week, but I will be doing member giveaways, and I will never post them on the last day. Because the big beauty of the member giveaways are A, they're going to be good knives, and B, you don't have to be here to win. All you have to do is sign up. I'm not going to hold you hostage. I'd love for you to be here. I mean, that's great, but we're here because we like hanging out together. And, you know, if you're going to be and support the channel and I'm going to have a giveaway, I'm not going to require you be here to win. Jesse, channel member, what's up? If you haven't had a chance yet, buddy, please hit that comment. Josh is a new member and has been a member for 10 months. Zach Stuff has gifted a Knife Fix membership. Why am I not seeing these this late? Guys, I'm not ignoring you. Let me find out who Zach gifted here, to make sure that they know and they can go register. G-Ball Vision was gifted a membership from Brother Zach. So G-Ball, you need to jump up to the link there, and if you win, you need to donate your knife to Zach so he can give it away. It's a Ty Spiro. So make sure you get in that and DKSFS something for your brother Zach, who got you in here. I'm kidding, dude. Greg Maroney, what's up, bud? I saw that you got in early. You were one of the first people that saw my video, and I appreciate that. Zach is still throwing out membership. Zach, thank you. Blade Walker has been gifted a membership from Brother Zach. Blade Walker, you are also eligible for tonight and the rest of this month's giveaway. So definitely jump up there and leave a comment and a like. It should be pinned. And thank Brother Zach Stuff. He's probably the He and Big Red are the pillar of the community. They're the ones that brought me into it. And then Christine and Peter, their whole little West Coast clique. And then Pocket Metal, somehow by assimilation, we became really good friends. So I'm super, super stoked for my PNW buddies. Twang Thang is throwing out memberships like crazy. So you guys, they're taking their own odds down by getting you guys memberships. And Zach got a membership from Twang. Get in there, Zach. Bama Ninja got a membership. Luke was gifted a membership by Twang Thang, and Chris Weidmeyer. Guys, all of you should really thank brother Twang Thang. He is not only a picker, but he is a very, 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 very loyal viewer and a buddy of mine. So give him a thank you and go and register for that giveaway. Because right now the odds are 1 in 50, maybe 1 in 55. But keep your odds down, guys. I want you all to register, but I want y'all to win. Zach is everybody's soul man. Zach taught me, and I'll say, and he knows this, we don't joke about it. I've got, and if they were in my home state, I would probably be a lot different, right? And I appreciate what they do, but I'm not a total fan. But I watched his channel religiously because he exuded kindness and he made it a welcoming environment. He made it a safe space. And that's what I want this to be, regardless of what your gig is on knives, or if you're even just thinking about giving in. Okay, is it not linked? Let me check at the top of the pin link here, buddy. Hold on. At the very, very top, if you go to all chat, and I will link it again here, but it is pinned at the top of the chat. Sorry about that. And it's right here too. But you should see it right here. El Cap Addict is throwing memberships around too. Guys, you've got another person that can go to the top of the chat or the link that I just posted and drop just a simple comment. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. I won't embarrass you with it. Let's see what we got here. Where did I go past it? How did I go past it? Colby, brother Colby. He already thanked El Cap Addict. You guys are awesome. Colby, get up there and get you a comment left in there, and we'll pull that here in a little while. But no, what I was saying is, and Big Red, I like the knives that he was showing me, and I bought knives from both of their recommendations, and not that they recommend I'm trying to sell them, but I watched their content for the lives and the fellowship, and that's really what kind of got me into the community, and that's what got Jane and I talking, and Grateful Panic talking. And then just the fact that we love to exist in these guys' live streams. We look for one every night. Thanks, Neil McKenzie. I appreciate you, brother. So, when I had a chance to be in Knives Live, I wanted to do it because I knew I would get more exposure to community members. And only because 99.999% of you are great people. And none of us have what I consider holier than thou backgrounds, right? We all have different experiences. But what I love about this community is if somebody has an issue, whether they mention it in chat or whether somebody checks on them on chat because they hadn't heard from them in a few days, that's what community's about. I mean, and a lot of y'all, or a lot of us, haven't met face-to-face. I've had the privilege of meeting a lot of you guys face-to-face, but the fact that that doesn't change the loyalty we have to each other if we know you guys. Oh, buddy, I totally get it, dude. And that's why I always try to get, when I get not lower end knives, but under $100 knives, I'll always make giveaways. It's not just members, guys. I appreciate anybody that takes 5 minutes out of their day, and most of my videos are over 5 minutes, but if you take 10 minutes out of your day and you watch part of my video, that's more than I could ever ask for. And I'm humbled by it. I mean, I'm coming up on 9,000 subscribers and I don't do anything. I don't know. There's so many people that I recommend go watch Stasa for cut tests or Neves or Metal Complex for new stuff. I just enjoy the hobby. So I feel like when I got into it, there were other people like me finding their way through it. And if I can make somebody's life easier, what's funny is my disassembly videos get no views, and I know that. And hopefully they'll make themselves get cataloged to where if somebody has to take apart their Shodan and wants to put skiffs in it, or they want to take apart their Microtech Stitch and they don't know what that's going to entail, this is a very easy knife to take apart. There are a couple things you got to watch for, but I do it so you don't have to. And so far, good. I've not destroyed a knife yet. And I actually fixed a button lock from Vostede by putting a ballpoint pen spring in it. I'd heard somebody say this. I adjusted the spring because something got wonked up and I fixed it. So I feel like a knife maker. You can call me a knife maker. I'm not a designer yet, but I definitely make knives. They have to already be cut out and assembled to go together, but I can make them. As long as the scales on fixed blades aren't super Loctited, then I'm screwed. I'm kidding, guys. I can't make a knife, but I learned most of my assembly videos by yelling at the TV, watching Lefty EDC put a knife back together with the bearing sitting under his wrist. So I watched him struggle, so a lot of us didn't have to. That's why even if I do a skiff swap and it doesn't work, I'm like, all right. And then I don't know if y'all saw, probably not, but I did the Kaiser Veritas, and I went by the skiff compatibility chart and I ordered the bearings, and they were too thick, so I couldn't get it to go back together right. Palmer, share that with me on IG, buddy. I'm just curious because I'd like to send him an email or something just to tell him that his knife's being loved. But so where was I going? I forgot where I was even going. Somewhere nowhere. I was just rambling. Oh yeah, disassembly videos. So I went back and I saw that Skiff had a 5mm, which I knew was a pivot size, but a a 3/64 thick one instead of the 1/16 that I had. So I ordered them. I took the Veritas away. Which ones did you put in yours, Greg? Did you put in the 3/64 5mm? Because the 3/64 5mm are perfect OEM replacements. Yeah, where the 1/16s were the ones that were originally listed on there, and they would work, but they were a little thick. But the great thing about skiffs is, yeah, 5mm 3/64, they're perfect, dude. And what people don't realize, me and my buddy A to Z EDC, he's my local buddy. He's like, dude, you're wasting your money on skiffs. They don't give it better action. I was like, I'm not looking to get it better action. What happens is when you get a knife on skiffs, for example, this Medford, and you go to close it, first of all, it's got more balls than it does from the factory. And Medfords and Hinderers come with steel balls. They're not even ceramic, right? So this is a ceramic American-made bearing that has 3 additional balls around the circumference. So what that does is I don't get any blade play in between that knife deploying. I mean, it's just an absolute, you can't argue, and I'm an English psychology guy, but I know that if you have a larger footprint, i.e. more contact with the blade and or the scale, you're going to have less chance to wobble or wiggle wobble. So if I've got 9 balls, and it is about balls, but if I've got 9 balls versus 11, and then think about with like a Kung Wu or a CKF, you can go to a double row where now you're replacing a single row of big bearings with almost twice the bearings. They have done a great job, Marisol. And what it all shows is, if I'm not mistaken, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, this could be urban legend, but that the dad is the one that makes those fantastic knives, and his son has kind of made a lot of the tools to help make the knives, but also to do a lot of the skiff products, which I think are great. And I've stuck them in a drawer, but I've got a set of thick washers. I don't know if they're 5mm by 1/16 or what, but I think it's neat that he also offers washer replacements for people who might work in, like dark gravity in a metal place, and they want to run phosphorus bronze. I think that's awesome. Very possible, Josh. I've talked to Steve, but only via emails, and that guy is a huge supporter of the channel. He did give me a 5% discount, and he does send me out if I say, "Hey, buddy." Usually, I buy bearings because I like to support small businesses. That's why I buy knives, even though I'll give them away. It's because I want to support small businesses. But if I'll reach out to him and I'll say, "Hey, man, I've got an 80-20.5. I noticed you're out of stock." He'll say, "Hey, I've got some of those coming in. I'll just send you a set." And then he'll send me a set with about 4 other sets. He's always helped me out with bearings. And that's why I always try to film the bearing replacements, even though they're not always that popular. I know when I got into knives, I spent a lot of time watching Nick Shabazz do disassemblies. I remember how nervous I was taking the secondary detent out of my smock, because that was one of the first knives I really took apart that had a lot of parts, right? Because like if I had a stop pin fall out and a lanyard pin fall out, I'd have to spend 30 minutes figuring out what part fell where, right? So anything like that was kind of sketchy for me. But I can't remember if it was Metal Complexes or probably Nick Shabazz's video. But it was so well done that it made me comfortable changing that out, which is not the easiest. It's not the hardest, but it's definitely not the easiest. The next one I've got, and I was hoping, and I probably should get a black titanium cage. This is a purple titanium cage. I had a black one that came with a kit from OCD for EDC that's got the ceramic ball bearing and a lighter spring that I want to install. But it's not the easiest install. But do I just want to put in the spring and the lighter detent ball, or do I want to get a black titanium lock release? Can y'all tell if that's purple? You can there. I should go black, shouldn't I? What's up, Kevin Smith and Knives? Thank you, buddy. There's a link up at the top of this video. There should be at the top of the chat where you can, by all means, go in there and please leave a comment. But what do y'all think? Should I go black? I mean, I really can't leave it purple if I'm going to take it apart again. But that means I've got to order something and wait for it. And I gave that to Grateful Panic because I'm a nice guy. But I have to say one of my favorites. Oh, I know it does. The Lamia Gen 3 is a knife I never really liked till I got to hang out with Ethan Ruins at Blade Show. I don't think this knife gets enough attention. I could be wrong. I'm a big fan. I do want and will get eventually an original size Oz Roosevelt once I get my my ad revenue coming back in. I'll trade you some black G10 for them purple. Are you talking about the log bar? I might do it, buddy. I was going to try to get the Flytanium ones, the Flytanium black ones, but I might not have a problem with G10. I'll tell you what, if I get the Flytanium ones, I'll give you these. We're in the same neighborhood. Purple scales. What did I have with purple scales? These aren't purple. These are Sniper Gray. It's the purple little lock release. The scales are rock scale designs, and what's cool about these is they're linerless. So I don't know if y'all have a Mannix 2 close by, but they're very jippy, which a lot of people love. But I'm more of an EDC, urban city, wussy guy, so I don't really need the extra jimping. And I agree. I'm an absolute paramilitary 2 fanboy. I started out one of the first knives. One of the first 10 knives I got from St. Nick's was the Blurple S110V regular paramilitary 2. And about 2 months after that, I ordered a paramilitary 3 because everybody's like, you got a little hand, you'll really like the paramilitary 3. Hated it, caught and released it for some reason. And I like a smaller knife. This is a big knife for me, but I bought 3 of them. They have a Warncliffe. This is actually a trade with brother Justin, OCD for EDC, and I'll flash a little unique tidbit. His Spyderco number. I traded him for that. A purchase from brother Keith the Knife Freak had this S30V Tonto with these A Purvis scales, and my buddy had just gotten one of the Blade HQ Tontos, and I really liked it. I liked the weight of the blade. I liked the way it flicked. And this one's S30V. This one's S110. And this one, I want to say, is CTS XHP. I've got an absolute banger, not part of Fixed Blade Friday. But guys, bookmark Max Ace's site. And if you see the Neutrons come back in stock, this is in a blade steel called SLD Magic, which is a kitchen steel, but it's done with a San Mai type of finish. I don't know if you can see that line. You can see it. But anyway, it's a full-size OTF. It is stable in terms of it has, and I'm not talking deadlock. It has no side to side. It has no up and down. I got the drop point. They also have a couple of daggers. $108. The clip is great. I think I can put a little something through this glass breaker. It's got a hole, and take it off and find a screw if I want to replace that, although it doesn't really bother me. And then you've got this kind of grip tape inset to these aluminum handles, but it's so far recessed, it does not interfere with that clip. And it is a full size out the front. For example, that is it next to the PMP or the EMP EDC. Who we got in here? I don't have a K2. And I'm one of the weird guys who has several different Spydercos, a pretty good collection or a fair collection, but I haven't branched out on the blade steel as much. I've got Pruware, CTS XHP. I've got S110V, S30V, 20CV, and ZDP 18950 in my little Dragonfly. That's it. It shows Lord Needham, I think y'all heard me say earlier, sent me to check out. Let's see. Let's pull it up. A knife that I would have not been experiencing it had it not been for his steeziness. But we send knives back and forth. He sends more to me than I do to him because he's an absolute champ. So what do y'all think about that? To me, it seemed a little bit high. Whoops. $5.99. The milling does look. Whoop! It didn't take you to the page. Hold on. The milling is next level. It's gorgeous. However, I'll just have to experience it. I know it's made in America. I love the little jimps around the hole. Magna Cut, 63, 64, 3.4, T8s. It'll be interesting to check out because when you think about a knife of this price point, right? Which we all know Tactile Turn makes great, and Tactile Knife Co. makes great knives. But you're getting up there, Strider, you're a couple hundred from a Lamia, a couple hundred from a Koenig. You're $80 higher than a Hinderer. You're about the same price as a Harsey, a nice Harsey with engraving. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a super nice knife, and I really want to check it out. But I don't know if it's going to be one that I've got to have. I mean, the problem with Lord Needham's kindness sending me knives is Lord Needham, as you guys know, he's a catch and release guy. He catches knives and he does the right thing. He hangs on to them for a while and then he likes to free them up to get other knives in his collection. However, he'll send stuff to me to check out and let me know that he's going to be selling it later. So that's how I was lucky enough to get my Arius. And at the same time, he sent me two D3 Brian Brown Jaegers. One I was absolutely in love with, the red carbon fiber, and the other, the blue, was to die for. I wanted to do a blade swap on them, but I didn't need another Jaeger because it didn't seem any better than the V2 to me in feel and in cut. But he said, no way, no how is the Roosevelt available. So I did send the Roosevelt back to him, and I sent the Jaegers back to him. But the Arius stayed here with me, and if it hadn't been for him, I would not have picked one up. Guys, I'm going to real quickly check over here how many comments we have, because I want to give this knife away. 62 comments. We're getting close, guys. We're getting close. It happens. You know, I've got knives that I used to think would be forever knives, and I've got knives that I know will be forever knives. But I'm not as interested, even though I need money, I'm not as interested in selling knives as I am for finding somebody that wants what I've got and has something that I want. Because to me, that's more exciting, right? You get another knife and you get to hook somebody up with something they want. Night's Edge, what is up, buddy? Loving your review videos, my man. If y'all are not subscribed to the Night's Edge, good guy, good human being, has a channel that's really kicking out some content. That's okay, Foot Doozle. If I slept normal hours, I'd probably be tired too. I really catch my wind probably about 10:30. Just because my schedule's off. And when it's quiet at night, I can get more shit done. I can hyper focus. Which isn't always a good thing, but it is an effective thing. It can drive you crazy. Yeah, that's right, guys. 9:30 Central Time or 9:30 Eastern Time, 8:30 Central Time. Let me pull it up. Hold on. I went to the first one. I slept through the second one. It was one of the most enjoyable, totally packed out with all of us in there. Let me put the V in there. All right. $9:30, which will be my time if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna post the link. But I'm thinking, since I'm on Central Time and it's telling me it's at 9:30, that means it is going to be 10:30 if you're on the Eastern Coast. Is that right? It's a great time slot, by the way. G-Ball doesn't go later till in the morning, right? Yeah, it's hard to know. I did, which it was Saturday night. Brother JB did his live early at 4 because he had something to do, and I'd been texting back and forth with Paul. I said, well, I might go live randomly about midnight, which is 10 o'clock California time. And I threw up a towel and go live. I looked first, and then somebody in the chat's like, hey, Zach's live too. I was like, shut it down. Everybody out. I'll see you after Zach's. Because I never want to make you guys have to think about where you want to spend your time, right? Um, I thought about, instead of doing some of my weekly late nights, maybe trying to do a random, while I'm not totally jammed against the wall, maybe do a random afternoon, morning, late morning live. I just don't like doing them unless somebody's going to be hanging out, chatting with each other, kicking it out. You don't, Night's Edge. So are you at 9:30 my time, 10:30 your time? And let me tell you something, Night's Edge. You got to do you, because more and more people are going to be going live, and unfortunately, you do the best you can. Yeah, let's pick up a day, buddy, and we'll come up with, like, well, you can't do late nights, can you? Maybe we'll do during the day before somebody goes live. Knife Nut 69, what is up? All right, I hope a bunch of you guys have registered, because here pretty soon, this homeboy is going to have to make that video unlisted so I can go draw for it. So tell me this. Has everybody who wants in gotten in? All you got to do is go to the link pinned in the comments at the top. Leave a comment. And you are going to be entered. So what I'm getting ready to do is check the comment. Kill the fucking ad. Whoops. I pulled up the wrong video. Guys, I am kind of an idiot. All right, let's see. So if we go here, that. I don't know why it auto plays my music. I wish I could make that stop. All right, guys, we are up to 63 comments. God, I'm a digital marketing major, brother. I will fucking drop ads all around you. Only things that you want. You'll be subconsciously enthralled by them. Or when you go search Google and you see, oh, that's what I'm looking for. Remember, Javon put that ad up there. Advertising's not a bad thing. What it is it's bringing people that have certain behavior characteristics together with products that they might identify with. I.e., when I first started getting into it in the 90s, late 90s, fucking around with the computer, I didn't want to see the high-heel sneaker shoes or the high-heel shoes. All of a sudden, I started seeing skateboard wheels. It gave me the creeps. It made me know that they knew what I was doing. But then I got in the business and I realized it's all anonymized data to try to deliver an ad that is more likely to be something that resonates with the person getting the ad. Ads have been around they always will be, of some sort, unfortunately. So is everybody registered that wants to be registered for the Stinger? Let me break it out again. I need to check and see if Maddie and Stevie are going live. Can y'all tell me? I know it's a ways away. Brand New American, what's up, buddy? Get you some sleep, my man. There's a middle finger flick. I don't know why. Somehow I get on that lock bar. I don't know. It's a flipper. I thought about that, Neil. I actually joined a small agency out of Montgomery. I'm working Huntsville market. It's just a long start to get people that you've been working with for years to kind of change around what they've been doing. Let's go to faction. I think it's gone back further. Notify me. 85 minutes. See, they always put it on military time, which I guess YouTube does. And I don't ever know what that means. This is 0.010. Chris, start relationships with companies like TRM. Start relationships with companies like Boston. I do them all through Instagram. I don't go through the normal channels. And as you build up, they will. And again, I only have, like I said, Vostede sends me a few knives. TKL sent me a few knives. Lefty sent me one raccoon. Lefty sent me one MASH 2.5. I bought two others. I bought all three of my nips. But yeah, it just takes some time. I'm starting to get a relationship, or hoping to get a relationship this year at Blade Show if I can go on Saturday. There's several companies I just want to meet with. Oh, it is, buddy. It's definitely one of my favorites. I wish it was in 20 CV, although Nitro V is great. I mean, it's so. Let me break it out. I love it because the weight's perfect. It's got a great forward finger choil. And it is an absolute bug out replacement. I don't know what I snagged up on there. Where'd I go with that? I didn't bring it over here. I'll strap it off before I send it to the winner. Blade Walker, nothing's boring to us, dude. We'll go off on tangents that have, some of the most boring data that you'll ever come across. For example, I could start into telling you some tea I learned today that is absolutely means nothing. It is crazy. Bushcraft, they look at all types of stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with Social Blade. Let me show you Social Blade. It's a free site. I'll get a free membership just by putting my email in there. But let's look at somebody throw out any YouTuber and I'll pull it up. All right, Chris, you want me to pull you up? You want me to pull up your Social Blade? Let me go to, let me pump you up here and put your link out. Hold on. Bear with me. Chris Weedman. Nice. All right, Chris. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I misspelled it. My bad. Chris Weed. That's not it either. Damn it. Guys, I'm the worst ever speller. W-I-E. Okay, Weed man. There's no R in there. So I've got it now. I just subscribed to you, brother. You got some long content. My IG used to be a lot higher. Just cross post, buddy. Take your put your Instagram. I'm sure you do. Put your Instagram on your YouTube on your Instagram, and just try to draw people back and forth. And I'm gonna drop you in the chat, and we're gonna see if we can't get you a few subscribers, because I wasn't subscribed. Let's see. So guys, this is Chris's page. And oh, Twang Thing, good luck, dude. Are you in the position to just grab one? Good for you, buddy. Tell you something funny. Guess what I was playing today after some tab? The weirdest shit that I would ever play. I was playing, or learning, I guess I should say, Journey's what's it called? Feeling That Way. I'm trying to learn Neil's kind of cheesy Carlos Santana inspired lead right now. But good luck, dude. Very much good luck. And I know it's not just finding the guitar, it's finding the guitar that you can sit in your lap that smells right, sounds right, feels right. Always think about when you find, and mine, I bought it new, but it's old. It's like early 90s. But to pick up an old Martin or an old Taylor or something that's been around the country, that's got cigarette burns on the neck, just to think about the character and the muses that have come in and out of that guitar. And to me, stuff like that's just fascinating. Have you ever watched the Guitar Trogley on YouTube, who orders stuff off Reverb, a lot of stuff from other players? Some of it comes in broken, some of it comes in great. The Trogley Guitar Show, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Marisol, think about it. It's all relative, right? I mean, I've got a buddy who's into pew-pews, and he buys $900 cannons, suppressors, right? Yeah, that's all. I mean, and Twang Thing, you know this. You might hand it to 5 other people, and 2 of them say, I've never heard anything like this. I love it. It's perfect. We all tune in to a different resonance. I'm convinced. And luckily, I'm hack. So, yeah, I mean, I like the guy. I mean, I think he's come a long way in his playing, which is not very far, but the fact that he loves guitars, and I just love the way he does his thing. And I used to like a guy, he was going through a divorce. I don't know if he's still out there. He was out of Nashville, and he always would break down old amps sitting down in his basement. Do you know what I'm talking about? He was in Nashville, then he moved into another house and kind of quit posting as much. But would do some really neat stuff. He would go in and fix vintage equipment, or try to fix vintage equipment. Kind of a neat guy. Crazy Roach. Why do you want to tout us? It is not a pulsar. It's a great knife. It's probably my favorite towel. I know DLT gets some quite off. Look, I can't even really flip it because I'm not on the. The guitar, yes, the guitarologist. Thank you, Robo Stevo. That is exactly right. I'll go check the places I check, but I'm not. I mean, this is brand new. And I was trying to decide if I want to get a hollow grind on it. I've got a towel, an X towel, a pulse. I've got too many fucking knives. Some of them I love. Let's see. Let's do this. Kunwu S towel. I found mine at DLT. I want to say, or maybe, let's see. Yeah, DLT's got it in stock. So if anyone is looking for a Kunwu towel, I have no affiliation with DLT. They seem to be like nice people. They've always shit my shit pretty quick. $278.95. I doubt Kunwu has them. Because they've got this Chad, which is like a smaller version. What the fuck's that? Is that? Oh, it's got the axis lock. Boo! Boo! I don't know if y'all saw my review, but every Kunwu I have, the Tau X and the Polestar, are just such disappointments. And the Django came out. I loved it. Had the crossbar lock. Not going to do it. Padre, absolutely stellar. Every frame lock I've experienced, the Tau 2, the sheep's foot Tau Van X, it's in stock there too, but it'll take longer to get it. There's just something different about their frame lock. And I've reached out to them. I comment, and I've got this too. It sucks. I mean, it's a great night. It just doesn't have any detent. And I've reached out to them because we communicate a lot on Instagram. And I said, look, I'm not telling you not to do something. Please offer at least a few Djangos, Pulsars, and frame locks. I would think it's less parts. You do one of the best frame locks in the business. See you tomorrow, Robo. I'm getting ready to do the drawing. So any of y'all that are members, remember, you do not have to be here to win. Let's go ahead and let's get a winner. But I would say any Kunwu frame lock is a good value for the money. I'm a huge fan of backstage knives too. I can't tell you what I think the value per dollar is. And it started for me with the Black Mirror. Then I realized what a good deal the Babylon was, which is the button lock, the first version of the button lock, because it was only $249, and it is a flipping banging knife. All right, let's go and make this private. I hope y'all have all entered. And I may have to come back and do something different. Let's do this. Go copy. Go here. And then I'm going to show you before we go a website to go watch your social media. It doesn't mean anything because all the numbers are off, but it does show you long-term type of stuff, like where you're going, what your daily changes are, weird shit like that. All right, let's go into Patreon, Premium. Come on. Go back to tool. Paste video. Filter duplicate users. One winner. We are going to show random names this time for 30 minutes, 30 seconds. And that gives us oops, this video doesn't exist. So what I gotta do is I gotta go back up here. I'm gonna refresh that. Boom. Let's see if I copy that. Pop it in there. Get comments. Here. Going to go to unlisted. Boom. Done. Save. Go refresh. Go copy. Go paste. Guys, bear with me. I apologize. This happens all the time. All right, we got 63 unique comments. Good luck, kids. Let me get my notebook out. Is Ed in here? Ed, you're getting shipped out tomorrow, your swag pack. Let's go FNF number 69. Dinger. Good luck, guys. Here we go. Can y'all see it? Let's see. Boom. Yep, you can see it. All right. Here we go. And it's going to run for a while. Who's it going to be? Here we go. God, the twang thing 68 wins the stinger. My guitar picking buddy. Congratulations, Twang Thang. I'm going to give you an email address, even though I think I've got your, just send me an email address to Dives Live 2021. I've got to get a channel email address, email.com. Congrats, Twang Thang. If you shoot me an email tonight, even though you don't have to, I'll try to get it out to you tomorrow because I've got to send Eds out. And what was I going to show you? Oh, yeah. So, do y'all know what Social Blade is? Any of you YouTube channel people? We used to use it in the advertising industry when we were trying to look at channels for validity. So, for example, if we go to Metal Complex, let's just look for the best. Let's go into Metal Complex. Oh, I don't want to be in Google. Get out of there. All right. All right, so all I'll do is I go over to this Social Blade. And I drop in. So this shows when his account was created, how many video views, how many subscribers, what his rank is on YouTube. This is always off. This does not mean anything, but it does show you what's cool. He's gaining about anywhere from 1 to 2K subscribers a day. And then you can go to future projections. And it will show you in 2 years, they think he'll be at 610,000. In 4 years, let's see, in 3 years, they think he'll hit 1 million based on his current growth. So you can go in here and you can see similar channels. All I had to do is put an email in. So this shows, and a lot of these don't mean anything because these are just channels that aren't knife channels. They're just channels with similar metrics, right? Very cool stuff. Does anybody want to look and see how they look, or is anybody familiar with that? No. Is he? I don't think so. That's just showing ranges, right? I don't think you can, because for example, if you look at me, because I can tell you I'm not making shit, but if you go to YouTube, oops, I didn't want to do that. Let's go, Javon. Go there, go there, go there. See if it'll let me stop sharing. Share again. Whoops. And let's pop this up here. So it shows monthly earnings from 95 to 1.5, estimated yearly 1K to 18K. It's on the low side of that, very much so. And it shows me that my subscribers are down. You know, it kind of gives you a what's going on, right? So 20 subscribers. Today I've only gotten 10, blah, blah, blah. I don't check it, but it's kind of cool to look because you can go and you can go detail statistics, which I guess just shows you daily what's going on, what your ad revenue range is. And what I think's cool about it is going to the future projections. Because it says in 2 months, I should hit 11,000. That doesn't always hold true because it's just basing it off your shit. I mean, I've got a long slog. If I stay in this bullshit, but it's just interesting. And that's the tool that we used as digital marketers, just to look at, because a lot of times you can go there. Let me show you a great example. Are y'all familiar with the fighter and the kid? They've been accused of buying views and they've really killed their YouTube. Let's go to their copy. And let's go over here. And this is a big podcast. But see, they haven't grown any subscribers. And if you go back, which we can do date ranges, but they're on a downward trend. And this is suspicious. When you see subscribers like that, that's not organic. So there are little things you can look at, like if somebody's got a shitload of views on a video, but they've only got 100 likes. Let's say they've got 30,000 views and 100 likes and 30 comments. That's telling a digital analyst like myself that something fishy is going on, because you're not going to get. Can you see it now, Zach? See these weekly subscribers, how they jump around? They'll get 1,000, 1,000, none, 1,000, 1,000. Tells me somebody's packaging subs to fend off their shrinking audience. 248,000 from 1,988,000. But that's right before the Gringo Poppy thing, where he admitted to buying $10,000 of views. That's not unheard of, and that's only part of the equation. So if you look that up, if it's accurate, it's reporting Google ad revenue. I know that seems like a lot, because Google ad revenue, I know some really big social media influencers who do IRL streaming, and they make anywhere, well, they can make $20,000, $30,000 a week. So if he's getting the views, that would just be ad revenue if it's publicized. So what the picture that's leaving out are all his affiliate links and all his affiliate commissions. There's nothing wrong with that. I think Metal Complex was one of the first people I watched because I liked his style. I love the fact that he hasn't glossed everything over. He still does it the same way. I watch his videos. I wish him nothing but the best success. I do wish he didn't jump in on that comment on Instagram and play gatekeeper for some weird reason when he should have commented on the video. I thought that was fucked up. And it was a character not for me, but I still watch him. I'm just not a sword-toting member anymore. Because my thought is, if you're going to voice your opinion about a controversial subject, research or read or review said footage from controversial subject before you stick your foot in your mouth. That's my only thought. Hey guys, and there's nothing wrong with creating a successful social platform. It's not what I'm in it for. If it happened, great, but to be able to profit from it. There are a lot of these people, and I'm not a fan. This guy's cringe because he works out corporate deals, but somebody like Mr. Bees, who is cringe, but he goes and gives away Teslas and does this crazy shit, and they're all paid for by the sponsorships, but he's making millions and millions of dollars and living the life of luxury, but he still works every day to put out content, which doesn't seem like an essential job, but people consume it, right? TV is not the biggest thing anymore. And I think if you could find positive content, because mostly the stuff that sells is the worst of the worst of the worst. It's your Aiden Rosses, who's not the worst, but your Neon, who thank God is locked up in Dubai and could be there for quite a long time because he fucked up. But you got your Jack Doherty's who pimps out only. I mean, there's so much debauchery out there that if you see a channel like MC's or like Shabazz or like uh, Flossie Carter or some of these guys that, dang Ross, I know them from the T, buddy. I'm not getting the good. I'm getting the bad and the ugly. But what's the guy's name? Montel. Who's the guy that does all the tech reviews? The African American guy, very, very articulate, rides an electric skateboard a lot, and he does all the Apple reviews and all the latest tech reviews. And I forget what his net worth is, but he is several companies' marketing budget, and he is very effective. And he's not a shill. He's just an inquisitive guy who shows, yeah, they've all got scandals out the yin yang, but to me, it's kind of a, I agree too. And Crazy Roach, I don't know. I think early on, Patreon was kind of the way to go if you were trying to monetize memberships, if I understand correctly. But I don't understand it. I never thought about it that way. Jeffrey, I make up words, dude. They're adding my words to the new Urban Dictionary at least once every 3 years. I can see how, maybe not. I don't know. It's everybody, and that's one thing that MC said in the comment that I didn't agree with, that I thought was kind of sniping. But everybody has the right to run their channel the way they want, right? And there's a lot of money that can go into a channel. I mean, just to keep a channel running is expensive. But to really like do it up, like with cameras and with multiple views, I could see how it could be kind of an evolutionary, continuing to drop capital back into it if your viewership's growing, right? But what I don't understand is with knives and the people that like knives, are we here for the production value, the smoke and mirrors of making it look good, or are we here to look at a knife and somebody fuck with trying to open it after they unbox it so we can get an idea of what our experience might be? For me, when I was buying knives, and I'll joke about this till the day I come home, but it's the truth, Lefty was probably the biggest influencer of knives I bought. And it wasn't because I bought the knives he liked. I bought the knives he hated. Our personality, our likes and dislikes were so at the time polar opposites that I knew if Lefty didn't like this knife for whatever reason, it would fit into mine. And I bought very few dogs. Robert Douglas, there's one that has always earned my suspicion. And I'm trying to think who said this, and it was in a live. Just, you guys are all good people, right? You know what you're looking for. You know the kind of content. And I can tell you, I've gone through a lot of different content that I like, that something happened kind of cringy that made me think, maybe this isn't the person I thought they were. Because I think the personality and the credibility of the person is, for someone who's just looking for, I'm thinking about that knife, I've seen pictures of it, I want to see more. That's kind of what I want to see. I know holes barred, and a lot of people want to see other stuff like cut tests, like edge retention tests. All those are equally valid. Everything that makes you as a unique human like knives is valid. It's just that everybody absolutely, Crazy Roach, you will never ever see me with a knife that I have not personally sought out. If someone sends me, and I can show y'all messages. People, do you want to check out? And I'm not going to name the name because a lot of my friends like these knives and they're just not my jam. In the old days, maybe. And I don't want to just review. That's why I'm trying to get in with Civivi, with Kaiser, with some of these other Vosti's my favorite. I can just tell you, Kaiser's right up there with them, but because I want to be able to bring knives that I like, that I personally would carry, and I have carried. I mean, I had a whole case of Kaiser Vanguards. The most expensive one was like $80, and they were all fantastic knives. And the way I look at it is, even though my knife acquisition has kind of changed, I used to never want a fixed blade. You could have told me I would be into fixed blades and slip joints. I would tell you never. And I'm not as much into slip joints anymore. I still carry one every day, but I'm not actively buying them. But the fixed blades are a different deal for me. And be forbearing, Tucson does rule. Tucson makes, again, people say they're hit and miss. I've never had a miss, but I've had maybe one miss or near miss, but I've almost always bought them after someone has shown it. Now, regardless, I don't listen to them if they're saying it's great or it's shitty, unless they're pointing out a flaw I can pick up with. I just kind of look at the knife, look at how it opens, and exactly right, Todd. Like I see a lot of, if you say that this is sponsored content, and I've seen this is not what I would do, but I've seen a lot of these other channels. They'll be talking, doing their podcast. Tim Dillon, Joe Rogan. They'll stop in the middle and they're doing ad read for Blue Chew or for Better Health or for something like that. That's an ad. That we know is an ad. Or if you put, this is a sponsored video, which Melissa Backwoods is very good about doing when she's doing a video, which I think a lot of hers are. But if you're doing a review, even if you're getting the knife sent to you, if you put value on your time, I'm an old man who has worked for years and knows what my hourly worth is, I don't feel like if a company at this point, or even in the beginning, wanted to send me a knife to review, if it was a knife I liked, that there was anything wrong with that, because they're getting value. Even if I have 100 people watching my videos and talk about it on one live stream for what that knife cost them, and the fact that they can't put it on normal advertising channels, we're really all they've got. Now, of course, they're going to reach for the higher, and I get a lot of, oh, sorry, we don't have any of those. And that's fine. I get it. I don't hold grudges. But I do remember the ones that have always been very supportive. Vosteed, TKL. And, those are the ones I just want to, for me to be able to do weekly giveaways and to have content that's fresh, where I'm not just kind of looking at, different ways to look at knives, this, that, and the other, or talk about knives that might be forgotten but are still available. I've got to get an influx of knives. And for a while, I was able to do that, and I will be again. But right now, I'm going to work only with companies that I want to work with. I've talked to TRM. I've talked to Vosteed. I've talked to Kaiser. I've talked to Austin at Traditional Pocket Knives. I've talked to Blade Binge. I don't get anything from those guys. I've got a coupon code with White Mountain Knives. I don't get any affiliate from that. I do have an Amazon affiliate code because I do buy a lot of knives from Amazon. So if you ever see affiliate codes and you want to use them, they pay me a few little bit for every one I get. But again, I'm never going to put something on my channel that one of you guys are going to buy, well, let's say if 10 of you buy it and one of you gets the shitty one, we can get that replaced. But if I put out a review on this knife, the best knife ever, which I see thumbnails from similar creators that are the best knife every day, and at some point, if I get disappointed as a buyer, and it happens more than once, I slowly lose credibility in the creator. And my whole thing is the only thing I have at all is my credibility, right? So is it worth it to me if somebody says, hey, John, here's $5,000. Do this 20-minute video on this Amazon knife and talk about how great it is. Let us review it. It'll be, I don't know how they do that, but I wouldn't do a paid promo for something I didn't believe in. Now, if you ever see me reviewing electronic skateboards, which you won't, if you ever see me reviewing one wheels, which you won't, if you ever see me reviewing electronic modes of transportation, I'm shooting straight. Anything that I show on the channel are shit I'm into anyway. If I ever get into music, guitar pedals, effects, all I can talk about, that's just as subjective as a knife, right? Everybody's ear's different, everybody's tongue's different. But the point is, we can only do the best we can do. And that's why I always preface all my videos, or try to, at least I have in my description. I'm not the guy to go for cut tests, for long-term use. I'm more of the guy to tell you how a knife makes me feel. And I'm an action guy. I like a bigger knife sometimes. I like a smaller knife sometimes. Thank you, Crazy Roach. Dude, you guys are awesome. You guys are way too awesome. I appreciate you all more than you know. And again, I want y'all to call me out in comments, or most of you have my number or my DM. Like I said, one of the best conversations I had was with Bearded Doom, helping me understand what I said on one of Lefty's Live could have easily been misconstrued to be an asshole thing. And I felt shitty about it. But I would have never known. I would have never known that I had done something to hurt someone's feelings or upset them had he not been man enough to tell me. So all I ever ask is, don't ever hear something that I say and take it as a gospel without reaching out to me and say, hey, what do you mean by that? Because 9 times out of 10, I won't remember seeing it. I'll have to go back and watch it, and maybe it'll spark what was going through my mind. But I don't have a speed bump between my brain and my tongue. And what a lot of people don't realize, my ex-wife specifically, is my brain is not, it's atypical, right? So my thoughts kind of float, right? So I might be wanting to talk about one thing, and I might blurt out something. It's not anything outside of just ADHD and not being able to focus my thoughts, but I might throw out something a little askew, a little off. And I've got real dark humor too, which has been a problem in the past. But all I ask is you guys let me know, because my intention and my goal is never, ever, ever to hurt anybody's feelings, to put off any vibe of hate, to do anything but be kind. Now, I'll point out things I don't agree with, but that doesn't mean that you can not be a fan of the game and still love the player, right? So there are a lot of things that we talk about from time to time that, it's Ed, you are getting shipped tomorrow, buddy. I've got your stuff. I had to get a box that I could fit a hat in, because you got a hat coming too. But I just want, everybody's going to do different, right? I just don't want to see anybody in the community that we're all friends with do things for the wrong reason or, heaven forbid, get taken advantage of. I got hit 2 weeks ago, like I said. I mean, and it wasn't a knife thing, but 6 months ago, I got hit on a knife thing with a retail site. So just be careful. Look out for you guys, each other. Try to trade amongst yourselves whenever you can. I'm not affiliated. I think I do have a link. Blade Binge. I need to check my guys. I'm so bad about that. I need to check my link tree. But I love to go to Blade Binge. All right, let me show you something funny. Not funny, because it's a good price. I shouldn't do this. See, I feel like the Blade Police when I get on Blade Binge. Do you guys, is anybody, and I need to check with my buddy A to Z. Well, that's Magna Cut. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Magna Cut Nerd. Mini Adamas. I mean, Tactile Knife, that's 45 off roughly. There was one in here that really upset me. These are being, I don't know if y'all have seen these. These are on Amazon now. It's a shame. But you can find, my point is, and I don't know if this is, my point is, you can find some great knives. And everything I've bought off here, which I think I've had about 5 that I've purchased, I've not bought one for what they were asking for it. I reached out really kindly to the person selling it and asked if I could get closer to the table or, what would you consider? And I've met really good people from trading on this site if they've got good rep, or you talk to them, because if they're not shady, they don't have a problem talking to you. Anyway, I'm not seeing anything that's just blowing my skirt up now. But I like to buy, these knives are all, I would say, 90% new. It's not horrible. There was one on here that, and see, I'm real bad about going in and messaging somebody and saying, hey, man, I'm real interested, but you're way high. And then he'll finally get down like, nah, I found something else. But at least he's dropped his price. Because there was one in here. Yeah. That's the one that Lord Needham sent me. I wanted to take his blue blade or his blue black blade and swap it out with this one. But originally 400, but you can't get him anymore, so I'm selling it for 5. How about fuck you? How about I send you a nasty message right now? Let's see. Where are you? Where's your message thing? Yeah, you can do that in a nice way. But I do hate that. I do hate seeing budget knives that are like $5 off. That's a good price. That's just for the inlays. No, it's small. That is a whole deal. But yeah, some of them are just out of line, and you just gotta, you realize these people, a lot of them haven't sold knives before. Like that one kid didn't have good credit. Holy fuck! All right, guys, you know what that means? Well, his is Damascus. What was the list on that? 50 made this creation. Damn steel. Damn steel. Jaeger. 3. How much is it? How much is it? $6.99. That was in full time. What is this one? 15. Here's one for $4.15. Get a knife. Sure. Let's see. Trying to find that version. All right, I'm not going to give him a hard time because his is Damascus and I don't know enough about it. So he gets a pass. But I urge you guys, if you shop on Blade Binge and you come across shit that's crazy, realize that a lot of these times these kids don't know what they're doing, or these people, and they're trying to cover up. Oh, that's more expensive than it costs new. That's a weed pen. I'm not even going to waste my time with him. But anyway, this is kind of a fun little, for me, it's kind of a fun little outlet. I like to go through and I like to see who. And the other thing I don't like is I don't like when somebody is in hardship and they're selling a knife really, really cheap. And somebody in the community buys it really, really cheap. I would almost say, I want the knife and I'm serious about this, but you're selling it too cheap. I want a deal, but let's do something a little more realistic. That's only $25 off, but I'm not going to give him down the road. Every now and then I'll see one that's just whack. And a lot of times they're in budget knives. But anyway, we won't look through this anymore. All right. Bullshit. This was 175 new. I've got 3 nips. I've got a black nip. You are way high, bro. 175 new, and I know for a fact this is a white lie. More are being planned. I would readjust your logic and shoot for list tops. And I want to say dickhead, but I won't do that because that takes away from my I would readjust. I would adjust. All right. So yeah, guys, I urge y'all to look out for your fellow knifemans. And when you see something out of line, log in. And I'm getting ready to sell my first few knives. Maybe Force V2. That's beautiful. On here. So if you see me and I'm high, message my ass. And see, okay, right here. This is a good example. This is what I started with, right? And this guy's got cred. So if I like this knife, I would reach out to him and I'll say, hey man, I know your knife's rare. I really like it. I'm eventually going to get one from Alex. I'm interested in yours. How close can you get to table? Question mark. And you will be surprised. You might have to go back and forth a few times and you need to know what table is on that knife, which you can find out, and just let them know that they're going to come back. This is not like, and he's probably trying to get a knife, and he's going to have to pay fees. So I'm not telling you to do this, but I've had buyers say, hey man, I'm going to pull the listing and I'm going to DM you. That way they're not getting hammered. They can still get the knife they want. Benchmade Narrows 465. I guess that's rare, or that's fair. I have to ask that. But anyway, guys, there are a bunch there. Drink water. I never asked you, buddy. I've never communicated with my friends. You guys have a pass. You're drink water on NAF sale, aren't you? It would save Javon, because I don't do it anonymous. No, dude. Because I know a lot of us, we have to pay to get the knives. But I also know that people jump on knives for no real reason, right? They just do it and to sell. I watch it happen. I mean, ratio is the most sickening thing at Early Bird. Watch these people go in and literally push people out of the way to get to a booth to buy as many freaking Dimcos or whatever they can, because they're going to flip them. All right. Before I get off here, I'm going to go police this son of a bitch. Let's go to, am I on page 3? Or am I on further on? Let me go back to, see what page I'm on. Go back to 3. Whoops. Oh. This guy? Yeah. That guy's got the good priced, the good priced Jaeger. Jeffrey, I've got a ballad song that's actually going to be in my Amazon video tomorrow. It is it's my only ballad song. I had one when I was a kid, but it's my dedicated unboxing knife. And the way that I've learned where the little thing that locks it is, that if I hold the opposite side, since it carries a razor blade in it, it's never going to hit me. It's this guy right here. Guys, I will find some weird ass shit on Amazon. This, when you close it, you got a pry bar up here on the back side of the blade. And so if you hold this side, the side without the lock, but I will warn you, if you get this knife, it comes with these little these 10 carbon steel replacement blades. They're a little wonky. They go up and down a little bit. But if you buy these tool steel blades, where are they? Where are they? It's tool steel. So if I get any of these Amazon knives, those are the SK5s, those aren't them. Those are them. And they're a little bit bigger for some reason, and they just seem to ride better. But guys, You don't know how impressed I am that y'all hung with me this far tonight. And I love each and every one of you. Now we got to go over to Maddie's because he starts in about 8 minutes. I appreciate y'all hanging with me. I'm going straight to the TV. I love each and every one of you. I will get y'all shipped out tomorrow, both Ed and guys. Do me a favor. Look out for the kid to your left, to your right. Look out for the kid in front of you, behind you, around you. Look out for each other, guys. Be kind. Choose love when you can. Sometimes it's hard. Debate versus hate. It's hard, but debate's more fun. It engages your brain. Guys, I love you all. I don't know what the status is for tomorrow night. Off the Edge with me and Lefty, but I'm going to reach out to him. And if he hadn't done something with the spot or if he's not available, I'll be here tomorrow. Guys, I love y'all. Peace.